a man who's intimately related to all of your shit and has no reason to lie to you.
Well, what if he's doing it for shits and giggles?
You know, this might just be a hunch, but I don't think Forrest Sterling is a man who does shit for shits and giggles.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, he does stuff for shit that he finds funny. Other people find it violent and, disturbing. So, tomato, tomato.
He does things for shits and giggles.
He does do things for shits and giggles, just not the kinds of things other people do for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
For his shit and giggles.
Exactly. I think we're losing this metaphor. But if y'all would like to rest, you can give the bad guys more time to prepare. I mean,
Well, they don't know. Maybe they think we're dead, and no one has come up to check on them for some reason. Hopefully, they think we're dead.
Well, I think we supposedly spent an hour doing this puzzle, right? I mean, did we get a rest in that time?
that's up to you guys how long you want to spend doing the puzzle.
I mean, an hour.
I'm voting for a short rest.
Roger needs a short rest.
I want to get that second win because I did not realize how powerful.
Okay, that's 4. I think that's unanimous.
Yeah, taking an hour. Even if Rebecca's like, "Oh, I figured it out," we're like, "No, I can't be right."
Keep sliding the coins out of place.
Alice is like, "You guys are stupid." It goes this way. We're like, "No. Alice, just look at it a little bit longer."
But we already established that Alice can't do math well.
Oh yeah.
The one thing she can't do.
Who can do math though?
She is not formally educated.
Mm-mm. She knows what she's interested in, and that's good enough for her.
Hooray! I got 8 points back.
That sounds like a 10-year-old if I've ever heard one.
Wait, Alice is 10? I thought she was like 5.
Why does
According
that
to Rebecca, she's 5.
Why does it not get old? I love it.
Rebecca doesn't know math either, and that's fine too.
Well, in this Wild West campaign, do we really need to know math? Barring the present, present right now, do we really need to know math?
I mean, how much gold do you have?
I don't think no one has been paying.
It's just our starting gold.
How many ounces are in a shot?
Enough to fill the glass.
Maybe Rebecca doesn't need math.
Yeah.
It is still math.
I suggest it for other people. I mean, Rebecca needs to know how many bullets she's got left in the chamber. Yeah, that's addition and subtraction. That's math.
Okay. I'm saying like multiplication.
Basic math.
And division. Yeah. Well, yeah. Basic math. We need basic math, but not math. You know. I really hate math.
God, even my D8s. I got that 1 8, but man, the D8s hate me.
I mean, 4 is average.
I know, but it's only a 2 on the die.
Oh, that's plus your con.
Yeah, no. We're looking up.
You sure you guys don't want to take your max HP hunter down with you?
We could do it.
Literally has max HP.
I don't like the fact that you're really pushing us to do it.
It's totally up to you guys.
Oh,
Here's the thing, is that even if Shiv doesn't die while we're down there, I'd feel bad if Kata died.
Oh.
That is accurate.
And we're running low on healing, right?
I don't even think
I didn't keep track
We
of.
are running low on healing.
Yeah.
I know the spellcasters have used a lot.
I didn't use a lot, but I'm not really a healer.
I don't specifically remember how many spells I used, but I think I used all of my 3rd level spell slots.
I think you
Ooh.
used a lot of healing on Roger.
I used a lot of healing on Roger,
And
I think I
Alice.
gave Alice, and I
Because
think
she
I used my what is it, lay on hands? Is that a thing? I don't know. I used things on people. I was the healer last time.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything.
heal bot.
So, a quick question. Kata is not a familiar that Shiv can.
You
No,
guys
she's
don't
like a
know.
legit.
I'm
He
sorry, what?
knows. You guys don't know.
Oh, it's legit?
You don't know.
Oh.
Kata was born, for sure.
We could just ask. We could ask Scratch to murder it like he did my familiar and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean,
Fine.
I don't think that's a question anyone's ever asked.
can we ask Shiv? Like, I know.
I mean,
know,
you have an hour to make small talk, sure.
Yeah, I guess. You know, Rebecca will.
I'm surprised you haven't asked Kata if
We
it
don't
knows
know
who you
how
are.
they would answer
That's
either.
an interesting question. I would like to ask Shiv 2 questions. Is Kata real? And does Kata know who I am?
Oh my gosh.
Like, does it know who Maya Burlow is? Like, does it... you know, all these questions I'd like to ask this thing who might not even speak common. I'd like to ask it that. And Shiv.
Well, I don't. Shiv. I mean, that's up to Tom if he wants to tell you that stuff. I'm not sure.
Aw.
Oh, the bait.
Wait. But does Kata know who I am?
You speak Draconic.
Roll
And
in.
I just. So it's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna get on my computer, but my mom's dropping Charles off too, so it should be a second. But I'm here. So.
I'm kidding, of course.
Roll insight on Kata.
But yeah, I was gonna say, do you speak dragon?
No.
Let's see. Yo, good job, buddy. You got it, Ben.
Yay.
There you go. You got to join in the puzzle with everyone else.
You got it a lot faster than we did. Jesus.
I'm pretty sure it took us, what, like 15
45 minutes.
Was it really 45
It
minutes?
was a really long time.
I'm not
That's a
shocked
short
that
rest.
the engineer was able to do it.
Yeah, it definitely didn't have anything to do with math, so definitely was not something I was interested in.
Fucking Play-Doh doesn't win rounds, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Are you playing with Play-Doh?
Huh?
No.
What in the world?
Oh, my neck.
Oh. By the way, y'all know that I like to make memes, right?
We're familiar
Well
with the
aware.
paradigm.
No. You make memes?
I do. Well, I've been making memes for mock trial, and I'm super proud. And I've been posting them on the Facebook page. I'm so happy. I just wanted to do that humble little brag. I know.
Did you get a new headset or
Are
something?
you going to share any of those?
They would. I can share one of my favorite.
Can I share
Is it
one
a
of the
Winnie the
favorites that
Pooh one?
you sent? Because
Yeah, sure. You know what? Yeah, Summer will send one of the favorite one of hers, and it's probably.
I have
gonna be
to scroll
one
up
of my favorites.
so far.
Oh wait, is it the picture of me?
That's a really good one. That's a really good like meme template of your face, honestly.
Mm-hmm. No, I was using my phone. Discord wasn't loading up.
No, you just sound really good.
Oh, thank you. I also just removed something from my mic.
Yeah. That probably helped.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
For a second, I thought you were going to say you just really removed
Oh.
something from your throat.
I don't even know what this means, but they're trash.
Testimony's garbage.
Okay, so it's aggravated arson, right? And Saeed is basically like a fire expert, along with this other expert that's also a fire expert. But Saeed's testimony is utter garbage because you have conflicts of interest, you have research that's been tainted. It doesn't make any sense, and at the end of the day, if anyone asks him like, "Oh yeah, what conclusion did you are can you write up for it?" and Saeed just goes, "And this is a defense expert, okay? He is arguing that Dakota, the defendant, did not set fire to Chuggies." He goes, "Oh yeah, it was arson. My conclusion is arson." It's trash. It's so fucking funny.
I think my favorite so far is the +2 tassels of missile deflection.
Yes. Oh my god.
All right. Is Amanda in? No.
She's switching
Yeah,
over.
she just walked into the house.
By the way, Nick, did you ever hear the tail end of that conversation, the last session of misstatement?
I haven't watched the VOD, no.
Oh,
The last 45 minutes are a hoot.
Talking about Agrimar's armor.
or lack thereof, or we don't know.
I mean, I think Lucas has always described Agrimar wearing a surprisingly little amount of clothes.
Yeah.
This time it wasn't my fault.
We talked about chainmail bikini for like a hot minute.
Oh, like a solid 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was longer than we should have, but
It was an engaging.
it was worth it.
Because we got +2 tassels after.
So, Agrimar has nipple tassels now?
I think so.
Yes. They can deflect missiles.
But you know, it's
Do they
gotta-
spin to do
it's gotta
that?
swim. It's gotta spin.
It's a bonus
Yeah.
action to start the spinning.
When they spin, he gets a +2 to his AC.
Got it. Oh, so he has like a 30 AC then? Okay.
No, it's only when the armor's off, which apparently is all the time.
I just thought that you just had like a metal, you know, like a kilt type of thing, and you just went
A metal
shirtless.
codpiece.
Yeah, metal codpiece. That's all you wear. And no, but I just thought you were shirtless, and I don't know, your skin was just that thick, and I just never questioned it. Because you wear full plate mail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot imagine that. Agrimar wearing full plate mail. I can only just.
That's a lot of metal.
Like, does he wear a helmet too?
No, I don't think he wears a helmet. No, yeah, we were doing non-combat-y things, and so he was just working at the forge, and so he just had a t-shirt on. And then an earthquake happened, and then we had to go help the civilians, and he didn't have armor on. And
And then he almost died.
he got eaten
Wait,
twice.
Earthquake? There was an earthquake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some
I
odd
mean-
dogs that burst up from the sewers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it wasn't like an earthquake. God, don't
Right.
scare me like that.
No, the Rafal's uncle's causing trouble in the town, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. That part I get.
And of course the visions.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
We just talked to some robed individuals.
Maybe I shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, strangely enough,
I would like you guys to try to explain this all to Rafal.
strangely enough,
Gladly.
Callum didn't get a vision. It's almost like somebody had to explain stuff to him.
Definitely needed to be filled in.
Aw. Again.
He almost got stabbed in the chest.
That is true. Zara almost murdered me.
Did you deserve it?
No.
No.
You could
Nope,
just say
he was just having a bad dream.
she woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
It's strangely like my real life, where I'm married to a redhead.
Not the first time you've woken up to a blade in your side.
No, particularly when I snore. Allie has contemplated murdering me in my sleep, smothering me in my sleep, cutting out my lungs, all those sorts of things.
Aw.
But in a
Romance?
loving way.
I know. You know how
Yeah,
much she cares that she hasn't done that?
my wife just hits me and then it just restarts the saw and I keep going.
Ah, love.
I want to say something.
What's love got to do with it? That's just a secondhand emotion.
I don't know where my mouse is.
Did you check his cage?
It's probably in the fire. You
Did
said.
Zazzles eat it?
Who knows? He's been a dick recently, and I don't know why.
Zazzles or your mouse?
Aren't they the same thing?
Both. Wow.
Was that a Zazzles?
It was.
Asshole.
Yes, I love him so much.
Fuck you, Zazzles.
Oh, don't. No.
No, he's such a handsome boy.
He's such a handsome boy.
Is he bezazzled?
Mm-hmm. What is that?
What do you think it is? That's what but I want to know your opinion on what you think it is, Rachel.
Is it like a hamster? A red hamster?
No clue. I really don't know.
It's the toad.
Honestly, my first thought when I saw it was Knuckles, but with Ronald McDonald's head.
Okay. I guess.
Is it a hamster like in the Kia commercials?
Puppy Monkey Baby, except without the tail and with the face of Ronald McDonald.
Yes.
Oh.
You good, Amanda?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm getting it all set up. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just saw you in Discord.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
let me fire up a stream here real quick.
Thanks for waiting for me, guys.
We can't kill Mr. Sir without Fox. I mean, mainly because we'll all die, but also because we love you.
I have been like missing D&D so much. I'm like so excited to play right now.
I want to apologize, Amanda, for my rolls ahead of time.
I will save you.
I
It's
just
the
want
last
you to
thing
enjoy
Fox
D&D.
I will. Promise. Unless Roger dies. If you die, I'm gonna be very upset.
Oh, you'll like my new character even better.
No.
One does not simply enjoy D&D.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Amarillo Skies, a Western D&D campaign. I'm here with all of our brave Yees and Haws. Say hello, Yees and Haws.
Hello,
Say
you.
hello,
Aw.
Yees and
Hello,
Haws.
hello.
Yeah.
All right. So, it's been a few weeks since we played. So, who would like to... we'll go in order of things that happened. So, Ryan, why don't you start us off with what happened at the very beginning of the session?
All right, so Valron kind of excused himself from the rest of the party after, I believe, the town got had a couple of Dragon Skull gang members. These men in black had attacked the sheriff's office with an intellect devourer, and after just barely surviving this ambush on the jailhouse, the party got authorized by the Judge Marshall to bring Mr. Sir in for justice. So after surviving that, Valron broke off from the rest of the party to go cut a deal of sorts with his patron in order to, because he was assuming that Alice was going to go and turn into an animal to sneak into this facility to scout things out. And so he was planning on just going invisible and following her in anyways, after promising that he'd let her go in solo. But that is not at all the way that things wound up going down once we got to the Iron Wheel Ranch.
That's definitely not how things happened.
Because once we got to this manor house fortress place, there were, I think, like 10 of the Orion House guards with the unicorn symbols. We were told about some VIPs and bodyguards in the back room. Black Rider, Forrest Sterling, Mr. Sir, a goblin with a suit and a fedora, Xander Greed, a panic room, a fountain puzzle, and...
Well, you're forgetting that we were going to go with the whole, like, sneak in thing, but then we got spotted by a group that was leaving the ranch to go, like, head into town. We assumed to, you know, cause major sorts of trouble.
Yep. And then you guys tackled him. Rebecca tackled him, tortured him.
One of them turned around and was going to go back and warn the house that they'd seen us. So Rebecca, like, totally Conan that guy and, like, tackled him out of the saddle and tied him up and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, you guys left him hogtied outside.
Yep. And if he's not dead by now, I'm really disappointed in this wilderness.
Hey, we did leave him bleeding out, huh?
left him to the elements.
But
Did we leave him hogtied back on a saguaro?
Scratch disguised himself as the guy and then took...
I will remind you guys, you left him tied to a cactus.
Yeah.
That was right. We wanted to encourage him not to struggle.
But yes, then Scratch took that person's form, and you guys pulled a Star Wars, and you took... Who'd you take?
We're good
Who'd you
here.
take with
How are
you?
you?
You took Roger and Rebecca, right?
I think that sounds right.
No, Roger was back
I
with
think it
Valron.
was Shiv.
On the wall.
Rebecca
It
and
was
Shiv.
Shiv. That's right.
Yeah, Rebecca and Shiv.
Yeah. So when the after some unfortunate rolls, the ruse was detected, and violence ensued. After
And Alice just went total, like, I got this. Don't worry, I'm going to take them all out from inside
And
as
then
a
I did
cat.
it.
and then she got shot
Yeah.
twice.
And then shit got ugly because we were not happy about that.
You can't just shoot our kid.
Look, your kid was trying to murder people.
Doesn't matter. You don't shoot our
It
kid.
probably has rabies.
So after that fight was when Roger detected the presence of a master, and Fox, after Xander Greed, the Shadow Master, defeated Roger, he told you that Luciano has someone...
Wants his cart.
He wants his
He
cart
has
back.
my buddy.
And he has your friend. We also had Shiv found a letter from the Dragon Skull gang that was from Eli, who is somebody from his backstory. And we also had Forrest Sterling drop some pretty big news. You want to fill us in on that, Rachel?
Yeah. So we walk in, and he and his companion were there. His friend was about to shoot us when Sterling pop, and the guy's dead, and he decided to say, you know what? I owe you one. Your real name's actually not Rebecca. Didn't recognize you because you know your face, but you're also actually Maya Bunlow, one of the ruthless gang leader of the Bandoleras. By the way, I heard rumors that you killed Cheyenne, but Cheyenne was after me, so I owe you one. Thanks, babe. I'm out. I'm not going to kill anyone. And he was going to kidnap Alice as a hostage if we
Yeah,
didn't do
he tried
anything.
to sell you guys the handcuffs he was going to use to do it too.
Like we have money.
Yeah, that was the problem. Nobody tried to make a move because they're like, I'm broke.
We feigned disinterest.
You also upstairs rescued the goblin Buttkin, who had been abducted by Forrest Sterling, and whose conductor stone had been taken by Mr. Sir. And I believe that brings us to the present with the puzzle room, where you all have spent an hour solving this puzzle, taking a short rest,
Yeah, Scratch
and
was like asleep for the puzzle part. He wasn't paying attention. But once he looked at it, he totally figured it out.
That is where we are picking up this session. So, like I described at the end of last session, when you put the 5 coins in the center of the well, there, in the other room, the tub begins to descend, and the water drains from this massive tub, and as the steam is rising up, you can see that there are stairs that lead down into the darkness.
Oh, so it's not a portal, damn it. Before
And
we
there's
just
this as the water's like draining out.
So, quick question before we descend during the short rest, did any of the bandit or any of the guards have a hunting rifle?
Everyone had revolvers.
All right.
You guys also found various items in the master suite when you searched it as well. I don't know who's keeping track of that, but you found it.
Since we did a short rest, I would like to say I'm going to use my arcane recovery, and I can get a first level spell slot back.
Go for it.
I will take that first level spell slot.
So
Yeah, I only have first level spell slots. I have 0 second and 0 third. So I will take that first level spell slot.
So what's your plan, guys?
I mean, what we could do is we could set fire to the mansion and hopefully, it'll suffocate them.
I'm pretty sure it's made of stone, not wood.
Well, that's just looking on the downside of things, but that's
They're
just me
also
talking.
underground.
Yeah.
Any volunteers? Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
I'm right behind you, Roger.
Roger, how about I go first?
I don't even have any important. Oh, God.
How about I go first, Robert? That's a good thing to do, right?
No, because if you run face to face with somebody, you use a gun, you'll be at a disadvantage.
It doesn't really matter, does it? I'll just go first. I'd like to go first.
Well, by all means, then go ahead.
Right.
We should probably. Hey, Scratch. They're talking about who's going down first. You want to take part in that conversation?
Yeah, I'll lead.
Well, Rebecca's insisting on leading.
Rebecca's not immune to things that aren't magic.
We'll tell her that.
Rebecca, let me go down first.
Look,
You may have noticed certain things don't bother me as much as they used to.
I know. I just like to go first, if you don't mind. You know, if I get hurt, you know, it doesn't really matter as much.
It does matter.
I know.
And I'm much less likely to get hurt in any event. You can go down right behind me. If somebody starts shooting, maybe they shoot me first, and you can get back at them.
All right, but I'm not being mean by like accepting your offer to go first, right? Like that's not an evil thing, because you know I'm a nice person,
No,
right?
You're not using me as a body shield. I'm
Right.
volunteering for the job.
Right. Because you're volunteering, so yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Before Scratch goes down, she's gonna put her hand on his shoulder. You just be extra safe down there, okay? And then she's gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on him. My last one. Fuck, I'm out of everything,
God.
guys. I am out of everything.
Shiv, you think you can take Budkin back to the horses, get him saddled up and ready to ride back into town, and maybe he can give us a signal if those riders are heading back this way?
I think I can do that.
Oh, that was a good shift. Scratch. Just the Black Riders down there, so just be careful. I know you're immune to a lot of things, but that man is something else. Oh, I know I'm not immune to everything. I'm not expecting to get out of this unharmed. I just think I got a slightly better chance of taking a blow than Rebecca or Alice does, so. Well, in that case, do you mind if I use you as a shield and be right on your back? I may have to fight Rebecca for her. She really seemed like she wanted to go down there. Well, I'm not going first, so I'm going after you.
And Scratch just stops talking about it and just starts heading down the stairs.
Rebecca will closely follow behind.
Okay.
No me.
It's a Canadian. Oh.
So this passage descends for quite a ways. At first, there's the stairs leading down. Eventually, they connect with like this cave-like floor, and there's a tunnel in front of you that there's only kind of like one way to go as it winds down. How would you like to proceed?
What's the light situation down there?
It is dark.
It is dark.
There isn't one.
Let's see. I don't think Scratch has dark vision.
No,
I can help with this.
I'm
I
pretty
can help
sure
with this.
Scratch is a human.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can?
I cast light on a coin and hand it to Scratch before he goes down.
Why don't you just cast it on my gun?
Okay, I cast light on your gun. I know how stealthy you're trying to be.
Wait, are you coming down with us, or are we the scouts?
Oh, no, I am coming down with you guys. I'm just not going first, and since he's first, he'll be the light.
Oh my god. You could make a flashlight, cast it on the first bullet in Scratch's gun so he can aim the barrel down and it's a spotlight.
That's really cool. I'm doing that.
And then when you shoot it and impact someone, the light is on them.
Unfortunately, my gun doesn't use bullets. I have a magic ability that has it arcane, like summons arcane ammunition.
Aw.
Well,
Way
never
to
mind.
ruin it.
then.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, how to ruin it with something cool and dope.
You and your
I
magic
can loan-
Stupid
someone
magic
can loan
bullets.
me a bullet, tell you what, she can cast light on a bullet and hand it to me, and I'll put it in.
Haha!
I don't have
Success!
any bullets. Okay, yeah, give me a bullet so I can.
Okay, I'll pass you a bullet, because I've got bullets, and I'll hand you a bullet, and you can hand it to Scratch.
Scratch, here's a flashlight, okay?
Roger digs out the many bullets that are in his body.
Yeah, I
This is
pull one
officially
out of my
bullet
chest. Ugh.
He's gonna shoot, and the bullet's gonna stay in his gun as a flashlight.
You know, Fox, that's a really clever sort of arrangement there.
Yeah, I just came up with it right now all by myself.
Are you proceeding quietly, or are you not giving a fuck?
Now we're boogieing down.
Knowing
to
us.
I'm not going to try to, like, you know, yell and scream, but I don't think we're going to... This looks an awful lot like a bolt hole. So I'm going to assume there's probably some traps, but also that they're not waiting to ambush us.
Oh,
So-
this is major boss fight energy, though.
So I'm going to proceed carefully, but quickly.
All right. So as you wind your way down through this tunnel, eventually it reaches a point where there's water along the surface of the rock, and eventually that water gets to about ankle deep as you're kind of wading your way forward. As you're moving forward, eventually you see that there is like an opening into a cavern beyond that seems to be glowing. This like greenish bluish light from the other side, and you can hear. Well, make me perception checks actually.
All right. Perceptione. It's an 11 for me.
I got a 22.
Oh, it's looking up.
I got a 10.
I got a 19.
Good job, Rebecca!
And a 9.
21.
Of course, Alice.
So Alice and Roger, as you kind of reach this spot, like with the water, you do think you hear voices coming from that cavern.
We look at each other in the dark light. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
Could you
what,
repeat
Robert?
that? My headset's being weird.
Voices up ahead. Hey, everyone, be ready.
Wait, should we stop moving around? Maybe we'll be able to hear him better, or...
I think we should move quietly.
All right, I'll try to stealth at this point.
Oh, God.
All right, make me some stealth checks. Whoever's going to try to stealth.
That's a 23.
Ugh, 10.
Yeah, 23.
I don't like the
Oh, it's reared its head already. That was a 7.
19.
Oh.
You got disadvantage because of armor, right?
Yep.
Damn.
I
I can't even help anyone.
As so you guys are kind of splashing through the water, and as you're splashing, Roger and Alice, you hear those voices stop, and so you guys going through?
No, we're not stopping.
All right, I'm gonna take you.
Lead the way,
to-
Scratch.
Hold on, let me do a couple things here real fast. Okay, let me take you guys over here.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
So you guys emerge
Oh, damn.
into this
Is that a
like
shark?
underground kind of laboratory
Loch Ness Monster.
of sorts. You could see that there are rows of shelves that have books and other things on them. You can see that there's this big tank of water that seems to have these coils coming off of it with electricity kind of sparking between them. In front, there is a raised dais with a pool in the middle of it that has these like electrodes coming off of it. And at the very back of this workshop, you can see that there's this like large apparatus that has a few different like slots around it. And in the center, it has this large glowing blue crystal. You can also see up on that raised dais that there are tables that have been flipped over. And as you come in, you hear a loud voice booming kind of from up on that dais. And you recognize this voice as Mr. Sir says, "Ah, well, I see that you've dealt with all of my little minions. You come to fight the real fight."
V, I think it's your turn.
Scratch says nothing.
Well, actually, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, we're just kind of here to fulfill a warrant because you kind of been bad. Okay. Can you just come out? We kind of, I don't know.
Mr. Sir, on behalf of Cert Court Judge Martial Law, we are here to bring you to justice by one means or another. We leave that choice solemnly in your hands alone. And the next few choices you make in these crucial moments that lie before you.
That depends. Is there any amount of money I could pay you to change your mind, deputy?
This deputy's not one you can buy.
Wait, let's see how much.
With that, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, God. All right.
How much would he have paid us?
Can't you at least get an offer?
Yeah.
He asked. Ryan said no. It's not my fault.
Okay.
he
I got a 17.
He doesn't speak for every one of us. What's the deal?
He's the one with the what's the jurisdiction?
The Silver
Yeah.
Star.
14 for Scratch.
Here, wait. Let me hold that star real quick. Let's start this again.
How does 10,000?
Wait. I don't think you heard me correctly.
Oh, I wasn't clicking my token.
Oh, I should have rolled these initiatives ahead of time. Rookie mistake.
Are your dice failing you, Ben?
No, it's just the big fight.
Ah,
Break out
yeah.
The dice that have been blessed and or cursed by Grant.
All right. Let's see. So who do I need to add? I need to add Screech.
And
Yeah,
Balron.
Rebecca.
Vex. All right.
I just rolled 2 7s on that metal die. I'm gonna die.
Becca got 12. Is that everyone? It looks like everyone. All right. Well, Ferox Dupree. After this declaration from Valron, you were the first to act.
Are they hiding very well, or are we
Well,
just
shit.
not seeing them?
They're hiding behind something.
Okay.
I was unprepared to go first. Oh, God. Okay. So we can't really see them, right?
Right.
Okay, I want to... Let's see, it's 30 feet.
She must make us
Sorry.
all invisible. That's awesome. That's great.
That's yeah. So over like in this direction over here. Oh, I'm gonna step a little bit closer first. Hold on.
I believe I have the grid on, so because I knew this was for combat.
Oh god. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna step to like right here, right past Scratch a little bit.
Okay.
And then over in this direction, like at the very edge of the water, I want to make a little splashy sound with minor illusion to kind of maybe, because we can't see them very well, so maybe just kind of throw off their sense of direction of where we could be if they're not looking right at us. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast minor illusion.
All right. Let me see something. Oh yeah. When you cast that sound right here,
Yes.
whatever is in this tank, you see that there's a big old splash where that noise was. Make me a perception check.
Good. A 6. I'm not very perceptive today.
Yeah, you just see the splash. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
There's many things I would like to do. Things I can do are very limited. Let me double check something. Nope, that's yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Roger.
All right. Roger's gonna run up to not grab Scratch. Hold on. Roger's gonna run up to the dais here and try to get a better look around. So he's gonna kind of like slide up
Yeah.
to the edge and see if he can get sight on anybody up there yet.
Except I'm gonna take. You can take 15 feet of movement back. Because as you move across this space, a glyph beneath you activates, and I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
19.
Oh, I did not make this
Nice.
big enough. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Hey, Ryan, can you help me make this a 20-foot radius sphere? Well, how big do I need to make it? About
4 squares on the left, 4 squares on the right. Oh, I gotcha.
Okay, let's see. This is much bigger. Ooh.
Oh no.
No.
Now, is it centered on Roger's square, or would it activate as soon as Fox moved? Because that's a really big area.
Yeah, hold on. I was putting it right there.
Okay,
is where
yeah, I would
wanted
have tripped it.
Yeah.
Whew,
So
I almost
it
took
is
one more
only
step
going to hit
forward.
you because I did have it inside of there, but I realized it was much bigger than I had it. Okay, so yes, dexterity save is a 19. That is a success. So you are going to take half of this.
Use your evasion.
He doesn't have it yet. As this electricity from this glyph just begins to streak and surge in this just kind of massive explosive rune. This explosive rune is set off. And you take half of 27
13.
is 13 lightning damage.
Ow!
But the glyph fades after that, I believe. Is that how glyph of warding works?
I think it's a one-time.
Yep. All right.
All right, well, ow.
Roger, you may proceed with the rest of your turn.
I will proceed with the rest of my 15 feet of movement, and then see if somebody peeks their head up because the thing exploded.
There are some held actions that go off here. As you do see a familiar black hat poke its way up over this table and fire a shot at you.
Oh god.
That was
Oh god. Oh god.
That's a 12.
That misses.
You can't just say the Black Rider's shooting at people.
I mean, I can, and he is going to take his second held shot. 22.
Yeah, that hits. I'll see if I can reduce the damage.
Buddy.
I reduce it by 16.
Why do you do
Nice.
this to me?
Nice.
Okay, so the damage from the shot is 20,
Okay, so I reduce it by 16, so I take 4.
and then you take another 4 points of necrotic damage as the bullet impacts your hand.
Okay, 8 points. I'll take that.
Those are his held shots. Nope, he has one more. Because that's how the Black Rider it be. 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Low damage. 12 points of damage. 1 point of necrotic. I rolled like minimum damage on that one. It's still your turn, I believe.
Yeah. Ow. I was hoping we
You
get
were
a
the
little
first
bit.
one through the door. What do you want from me?
Yep. Nope. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna use an action to dodge,
Makes sense.
and I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
I got bad news for you.
Yeah. There's nothing else I can do. I could do a heal. Well, actually, hold on. I think I have. Oh no! I used my action for something else.
Can he just lay down?
What
Can he
did
lay
I just
down?
say? If you
Can he lay
die,
down?
if you die, this is no longer fun.
I didn't know that he could hold 3 attacks. That was new.
That's his attack. That's his attack action.
I know.
And he's going to shoot you again with the next 3 bullets in his gun.
Okay.
Oh,
Do I get
God.
any kind of cover for sliding into the thing?
Did you did say you dropped...
I
do
wanted.
you drop
Yeah.
like prone behind it?
I would say half cover, so maybe +2 to the AC.
Okay.
Because he was actively searching, so he was like just head up.
I mean, yeah, but you could like force him to move to shoot you. It's totally up to you.
No, that's fine.
You could
All right.
just drop
Now,
prone, 'cause
he does have disadvantage on all of these because you're dodging.
Yeah, that's why the drop prone doesn't do anything for me because I took the disengage action. So I want the cover.
All right. So with the cover, does a dirty 20 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. Then this 26 is going to hit you because that was a 19 and a 17.
Well,
Yeah, that-
roll the damage for the first one's going to put me down, and then he won't be able to see me, unless he wants to shoot at a body on the ground, which he might. He sounds like that kind of guy.
Well, actually, no. He's not that kind of guy. So yes, his first bullet is going to drop you because I believe minimum damage is going to drop you.
Yeah, I had 4.
Okay. I need to double check something here. Oh, man. Why did you do this?
I
Oh,
thought I was
because-
being strategic.
Oh, because Blythe is the only one that knows that. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What happened?
Oh, no.
Blythe
Summer,
was
do
the
you
only
want to
one
tell
to
them?
Find out that
Blythe knew something about the Black Rider that nobody else knows.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
So because he's it's been a hot minute because Blythe was the only one that
This was
actually
session
inspected
1.
Longhorn Jack's body. Like he was like Blythe was the only one that did a medicine check on him and tried to bring him back. If you die from this, there is no coming back, like at
No.
all.
No.
Is that drop to
No.
0 or dead?
Blythe tried to heal Longhorn Jack after the shot and couldn't.
No. 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 No.
Okay, we'll
But
see
then
what
again,
happens.
you dealt like double Longhorn Jack's damage to him, though.
But the
If I remember
sheriff lived.
correctly. The sheriff wasn't shot 8 times.
Sheriff got shot by his own gun.
Can we say that he was shot for the fuck? Oh no. Oh fuck.
All right, so that
Next
first
turn.
shot was against Roger. So the next 2 shots are...
Oh God, no, Roger.
I did what I could.
are going to be at disadvantage because of the range. And they're going at scratch.
I mean, like, I don't want to get shot, but Fox is also there.
Ooh,
like,
that's because
It's
of the
close.
disadvantage. That's a 12, so I think that misses scratch.
That misses.
Second shot, 16.
Also misses.
All right. He uses his bonus action to reload, and he crouches back down behind the table to do that. Okay, that was his turn. Okay. You also see a big head stick its head up from behind this table, and it's gonna Mr. Sir is gonna take a shot with his revolver at Fox at disadvantage. That's a natural 1.
And his gun
he
explodes. Yay!
and he ducks back down behind the table as he begins shouting at the Black Rider. And he says, "You get them, and you get them now. You told me nobody would touch me." And he also says, "Luciano promised that you would be worth the money."
oh God.
And that is his. And you also hear him say, "That goes for both of you." That's the end of his turn. Scratch. It is your turn.
Okay. Let's see here. Yep, so it's just an action to run, right?
You could double
Action
move
to
as
dash.
a bonus action.
Action to dash. Yeah.
Yeah. But, okay.
Unless you have something that says otherwise.
No, I don't believe I do.
On the bright side, you don't think there's any more held actions over there.
Yeah, it's more about trying to get to Robert.
Please just let me die.
Okay.
Lucas. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's fine. It really is. Hey, you know what? I went out rolling well. That's all I can ask for.
35 feet of
Caught the
movement.
one
You're
bullet
right there.
real well.
I caught it. I caught it good.
Yeah, here. I'll do some things here. There you go.
Yeah, so I'm basically going to move as quickly as I can and like slide next to Robert where he's laying down
Mm-hmm.
and cast Cure Wounds at level 1.
As you cast this spell, or you use your injection to that normally would begin healing somebody's wounds. It seems to have no effect, and Roger is continuing to bleed out.
Okay. I assume that cost me a spell slot.
It does cost you a spell slot.
Scratch, do you have 30 or 35 feet of movement?
35.
Oh, okay, cool.
You still have a bonus action.
Well, let's see. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that sequence of events. I'm
Okay.
going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself first, because that's a bonus action.
Yes.
You can't cast 2 level
That
spells.
would be 2 first level spells.
Oh, shit. Okay. Never mind. I slide up there, and as a bonus action, I hunker down and try to, like, lay prone, basically.
Yeah, you can just lay flat on the ground. Absolutely. Rebecca,
You just see Roger, he goes, safe.
does Scratch say anything?
Yeah, he calls back. I tried healing him. He's not working. Something about that Black Rider.
Does it take an action to stabilize? Or is it a bonus action?
It's an action to do a medicine check to stabilize somebody.
Shit, I can't get there. I guess what Rebecca's going to do is, after seeing Robert go down.
Get angry. Get angry.
Yeah, it's going to be a second where there's a ringing in her ears, and then she just snaps into it when she hears a Scratch say, he's not coming back, and she will run up, take a slide on the stairs,
Mhm.
kind of crouching down, and she's going to train her sights onto where hopefully Mr. Sir, on where the Black Rider, no, where the Black Rider put up, and she's going to hold an action if possible.
Yeah, to shoot when they pop back up.
Yeah.
All right, targeting the Black Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Alice Langley, it is your turn.
Okay. What the fuck am I gonna do? Is it possible to get any kind of cover in this area right here? Like if she squeezes into the corner between the pillar and the wall, the stairwell, I guess.
For how small Alice is, I'll say yes.
Okay. She's gonna put here. I would assume like quarter cover, half cover. I don't know. That's up to you.
I'll give you 3/4 cover behind that.
Okay. She's also going to hold an action for when one of these two pop up again. Mr. Sir is who she's going to train it on.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold Moonbeam.
Okay, perfect. All right, Valron.
All right, so Valron's going to start by just running forward. His full 30 feet. Rifle in hand, he's poking it up, taking aim, and both Mr. Sir and the Black Rider are back behind cover right now, right?
Yeah, right now you can't see them. I'm not going to flip them back and forth, but right now you can't see them.
Then he is going to lie down prone and hold his shot for the next time they pop up.
All right. All right. And
real quick, because I think I might have to do this on my turn, I'm going to spend a grip point to make it a violent shot to get some extra damage on it.
Absolutely. You hear Mr. Sir say, are you sure that it's ready to go, Doctor? And you hear a voice that you don't know who it belongs to that says, I am quite sure that if we turn it on, it could have disastrous consequences, but it might be helpful. Something to keep in mind. But you don't see who that voice belongs to. Fox, it is your turn.
I don't know what to do. Ah. Okay, so shit. Fox is going to. She's going to. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't think shit or fuck is going to help us in this situation.
They both will help.
Kind of an inappropriate place to fuck.
Really is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a child here. Come on.
And a man bleeding out.
No one cares about him.
Yep.
Aww.
I mean, if his
I like
player
how
doesn't even care about it, why should
Lucas
we?
is over there rolling up a new character.
I've got a couple already.
Already. So Fox is going to. She's gonna dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And she's gonna come here and kind of duck below the staircase, so hopefully her head's down. And where does that put me? Oh, hold on. Perfect. Then she's going to target the Black Rider with magic missile because that's what we can do.
You can't see him right now. He's back behind the
He's
table.
back behind it.
You can hold it for when he shows up.
This is correct.
Yeah, can I hold magic missile for when he pokes his head up again?
Yep, and you're going to have half cover because that means that you're sticking out so you can see.
I'll take it.
All right, Roger, I need you to make me a death saving throw, please.
All right, here we go. That's a fail.
That is one failure. All right.
Roger, you stabilize yourself, damn it!
The dice don't want Roger to live. I'm sorry.
You change your color right now.
All right.
Change your color!
All right, what group consensus, what color should Roger be?
What color's his galleon?
White for death.
White death.
White
Oh.
usually means life.
I'm gonna say it's like a lilac color. We'll go lilac.
The Black Rider is the first to act as he pulls his head up over the table, arm extended with his revolver. I'm going to let the held actions fly. So
right.
Rebecca and Valron are targeting the Black Rider.
Yes.
So
And
you
Fox.
two go first, and then we'll do Fox.
Fox isn't a fighter, but she
That's
can't
a
heal.
disadvantage because I'm prone, so one more. 13 to hit the Black Rider?
13 misses.
Alright,
Damn
again,
it.
prone gives you disadvantage?
Yeah. Making attacks while you're prone gives you disadvantage.
Pathfinder gives you a +4 to hit. That's why it's different.
Rebecca, go ahead and fire your shots with disadvantage because you're also laying on the ground. Do you only get the one shot, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only level 4 fighter.
Yep, you took that warlock dip.
Yeah.
Rachel? Ah, there she is. All right. 10 misses.
Man, you all really cared about Roger.
Second shot,
Yes.
13 misses.
Oh, come on. I really want to do second wind right now.
Do you-
It's not your turn. Those are just
Oh,
your held
bonus
actions.
actions. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
Fox.
Rebecca, do you
Real
have
quick.
an arcane archery thing that allows you to add or re-roll dice on a miss?
I
Did
only
Rebecca say
have.
she was prone, or she was just taking cover?
She says she went prone. Did you actually lay on the ground?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Kind of wish I didn't.
I feel ya.
Oh.
All right.
Once again, inappropriate time for that.
We're both lying on the floor prone together.
Fox, what does it look like as your magic missiles let fly?
I'm going with the little version of almost like little bitty wisps of light that just kind of shoot out of her fingertips. Actually, so since she has her tarot cards, there's gonna be little symbols that come up little pentacles that are gonna come up, and they're super super small, and they're just gonna zoom across I don't know, a really small little laser light, almost super small, you almost don't see it, and then they're just gonna land on the Black Rider, and as they hit him, there's just little bitty light explosions on him.
And you're casting that at first level?
Only first level, that's all I have, unfortunately.
Fox, something that you see as these, normally your magic missiles, they don't miss.
That's the whole point of them.
This as they seem to impact the Black Rider, you see something that you haven't seen before with this man.
Got a shield.
Is that when you cast magic against him, you can see there's this yellow feline kind of flash go across his eyes, and you swear for a second that you see this tiger-like face.
Rakshasa.
And
Are you fucking kidding me?
your spell does not work.
Oh God.
He seems to be immune to its effects.
Scratch, did you see that too?
See what?
His face turned different. Cat-like. They had no effect on it. That's never happened before.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Me or Scratch?
You.
Okay, cool. My characters are great at this.
Can I also make one?
Foxes! Look at that! 24! I finally have an arcane character.
So,
God.
Fox, you have heard of the Rakshasa before.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Hold on one moment. Now, you do know that I'm gonna help everyone calm down for a second. In Eberron, there is something called a Zakia Rakshasa, and they have limited magic immunity of first level spells or lower.
Okay, cool. So it's not like a regular Rakshasa.
Not a full Rakshasa. She rolled a 24. I'm gonna give her that.
Just my first level spells. That's all I have, so it's fine. I only have first level. This is fine. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Giving us PTSD with Rakshasas, Nick. God damn it.
But I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just link that in there for you to take a look at there, Amanda.
It's just a fluffy cat. We can murder it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, bring the strong magical powers.
That's the exact monster block. This is definitely not the Black Rider stat block, but that is
Well, yeah,
what you know of a traditional Rakshasa.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna stick it with what I know, and basically, we've got to go big with the magic.
Got it. I can do that.
And that's where the three weapon attacks come from. Cool beans. I'm assuming.
There are assumptions that could be made. As you look up, you do notice that the way that the Black Rider is holding his gun is very different. Where normally you would have if the gun was in the palm of your hand, then it would, your hand would be like, if it was in your right hand, the back of your right hand would be facing to the right. The back of his right hand faces to the left.
Yes, backward hands. Yes, backward hands, Scratch. Hit him with everything you've got.
That was the plan.
And then like just for flavor, she's gonna lean down and like put her hand on Roger. Be like, don't you dare give up on me, Roger. We've come too far.
And the Black Rider is going to take his shots. So, let's see, who can he see? So he can't see Scratch. He can barely see Valron and Rebecca and Alice, and so these shots are going against Fox.
That's fine.
Who is now within his first range increment. So, first shot, Fox. 19.
I would like to use luck.
Right, re-rolling. 16.
Still gonna hit.
The damage roll was low. That's 9 points of piercing damage and 3 points of necrotic damage.
Sorry.
For that first shot.
Okay, wait. How much is
And-
it total? My thing wasn't coming up.
9 points of piercing damage and 3 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Is there any way Scratch can try to like get in the way of these shots?
No, you're laying prone.
Okay.
Yep. Second shot. 21.
I would like to use luck.
21.
Oh no! Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Why are all the high HP people in the back and all the low HP people are in the front? I didn't do this. Okay. That's 13 points of piercing damage and 8 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
Okay.
Third
The
shot.
appropriate question is, why are all the low HP people exposing themselves?
I don't know. That's a 12.
I would like to use.
You.
A 12?
A 12?
No, wait. I'm gonna use shield.
No. Hold on. What's your AC?
12.
Okay, you do have +2 from your partial cover, so that one misses.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like, all I have is 12. That's all I got.
And the Black Rider's gonna duck back down behind the table.
Oh god. We almost just lost 2 party members.
Now, Mr. Sir pokes his head back up over.
Oh yeah.
Alice, that triggers your held action.
Yeah. I'm casting Moonbeam at a 3rd level.
All right. What's the radius on your moonbeam?
It's a 5-foot cylinder.
That's right.
5-foot radius, 40 feet high.
Boom.
5-foot
right
radius,
on him.
so it's 4 squares.
Oh, you right.
Let me cast that bitch. And he needs to make a con save.
You want it there or there?
Where you have it now.
Okay. And con save from him?
Yeah.
11?
That
fails, right?
It's gonna be a fail.
Oh, that would have been so good if I should put it on the Rakshasa, on
Alright.
fucking Black Rider. But I don't know that he's a Rakshasa, so.
You do now. All right. You hear a scream from him, and he's going to try to shoot you for it.
Okay.
I believe at disadvantage. He's a vain
Yeah, you said I
man.
have 3/4 coverage.
And
let me
nope.
mark my concentration real quick.
Losing track. Revolver has. Yeah, no, that's definitely disadvantage for Mr. Sir. Yeah, it hits the pillar. And he's going to. You see him kind of dive over here. And it's kind of funny watching this fat man run over here. As he dives behind the table, you see that he shoves somebody behind there. And this frail man in an apron and goggles is kind of shoved out the other side of the table. Scratch. It is your turn.
Okay. So Scratch is gonna get up from prone. He is going to. Let's see, if I cast Expeditious Retreat, I can use as a bonus action on each of my turns, I can use dash. So not necessarily the first round.
Yes,
But from
you
then
do
on.
get it the round it's cast. I believe that's what the wording of the spell says.
Yeah, you're right. When you cast a spell and then as a bonus action.
Correct.
Okay. You know what? I don't even think I need to do that. I think I'm close enough now because standing is what, half my movement?
Half your movement.
All right. I'm going to pull out, make sure I'm holding my rifle. I'm going to just stand up and step out this way.
All right, you got a clear shot on this scientist-looking dude over here.
But not the Black Rider?
I don't believe behind that table from there. No. I'll give him 3/4 cover, not full cover. I'll say you could take some shots. But he gets like a +4 on his AC.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to hold the rifle up.
Yeah.
Hold my action. Excuse me, I'm aiming the rifle, but I'm holding my action. And if he stands up and I can see his gun, I'm going to cast heat metal on it.
Ooh.
Nice. All
Good
right.
spell.
Okay, anything else you'd like to do?
Y'all better quit hiding. You don't want me to come up there and find you.
Rebecca Ashwood. If that is your real name.
God, who knows anymore? Rebecca's gonna stand up. That's half my movement, right?
That is correct.
Oh, fuck, come on. I just want to get next to Robert.
Look, I'm not the one that made you go prone. No one made you go prone.
No
That
one
was
did
your
make me
own
go
choice.
prone. Yeah, as long as. Ooh, I
I'll
don't
tell
like
you what
it.
made us go prone. Someone with a gun that does like super lethal damage. That's what made us go prone.
He does the same amount of damage as you guys do.
But apparently you can't heal it.
Fake, but okay.
Well, that part might be true.
He does it more effectively.
Look, I didn't choose the tactics, all right?
It's a homebrew. You chose the tactics.
There's nothing homebrew about his gun. I'll tell you that.
Okay, can Rebecca sort of crouch run? Just. Oh, God. Just, theatrics. I can't remember the word. Over to 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Can she see? She only sees Dr. Kenobi over here, right?
She sees Dr. Kehoe over there. You guys did hear his name from Forrest Sterling.
Forest, yeah.
And he did say something about it's going to be dangerous if they activate it, right?
He did indeed shout a warning of some kind of that nature.
I mean, he's a threat. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go full evil.
I mean, you mean go back?
I mean, your good friend Roger's dying on the floor. Now
I
it's as good a
can't-
time as any to go evil.
Just 5 feet away from you.
Rebecca, never go full evil.
Oh, I know. I think she's going to she's going to crouch and hold an action.
Okay. What's that held action?
Shooting at the Black Rider. You know what? Any hostile action. So Dr. Kehoe or the Black Rider, if that's possible.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Alice Langley.
Yes, sir.
It is your turn.
So as my
there's
action,
no one in the moonbeam at the start of your turn.
yeah. But she saw where the Black Rider like popped up beforehand, correct?
Oh yeah, he hasn't moved.
Okay, so as my action, I'm gonna move Moonbeam over this motherfucker right here. And let me do some rolling real quick.
Oh, so
I'm
we're
gonna use my
work on your
actual
language, young
dice.
lady.
Huh?
So we're going to work on your language, young lady.
That was my summer voice, not my Alice voice.
Fair enough.
He failed that saving throw.
Well, and I have to re-roll the damage when
he
new
failed the
target.
saving throw.
Well, I'm using my actual dice because I trust them more. 3d10?
Double checking.
3d10.
No, yeah, he has nothing to add to that. Nope. Yep, he failed.
18 damage.
Sheesh. The first person to do damage to the Black Rider is Alice Langley, let it be known.
That boy's on
yeah.
fire.
In the entire campaign, she is the first one to damage this man.
So proud
Alright,
of you, Alice.
Everyone who was surprised by that, raise your hand. That's what I thought.
What is Alice Langley's alignment?
That's a good question. Let me check. I never chose an alignment for her.
I need you to choose an alignment for Alice in this moment, please.
So for her ideals, right? Because I actually rolled those for my characters. It is chaotic, so she's chaotic aligned.
Okay.
Is it chaotic good?
Or chaotic neutral.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's a choice.
Chaotic neutral is always the way to go.
Oh yeah. You have so much more fun.
She's actually, I'd say she's more chaotic good than chaotic neutral.
I would agree. Mostly because you actually did help the water spirit or the oasis spirit and other things like that. Like, I don't think I've
She's a
ever
good
heard
kid.
Alice say anything that wasn't necessarily good.
Yeah, considering that like the definition for chaotic good is that the creature acts as their conscience directs with little regard for what others expect. She doesn't care what people expect of her.
Yeah, that's super Alice.
Well,
She does what
Alice,
she
Time
thinks
for
is right.
school.
let me
She
ask
ain't part of the
something.
system.
Summer, how is Alice feeling in this moment?
Scared. Worried for Roger.
So,
Overall, she's scared.
the Rakshasa does have it's specifically piercing damage? The
Yankers.
fuck kind of a vulnerability is that?
I'm sure it has to do with the mythology of the creature.
It must. Okay. Well, never
I mean, if
mind.
it makes any difference, it's radiant damage.
That is not relevant, but
Okay.
being magical is. But I thought it was all good magical damage. It is not. It's just piercing. So, takes the damage. Anything else that you would like to do?
No, she's staying right there. She's in a good little cranny right there.
Okay. Valron, it is your turn.
All right, so Valron's going to start using half of his movement to stand up. And then he's going to just start hauling ass across this fucking science room floor. And he's going to use an action surge to continue dashing up behind these shelves along the right hand side of the room.
So you still have one action left?
So he's going to lift up his rifle and take aim at where the Black Rider's at.
You have a clear shot to him from right there. He has no cover.
And I'm going to spend some grip on this to take a shot for a 21 to hit.
21 is going to hit the Black Rider. What is Valron's alignment?
Oh, Valron is chaotic neutral.
Never mind then. Continue.
So it's going to take 19 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then Valron is just going to drop prone where he's at.
All right. And that is the end of your turn, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
This guy.
Kenobi. All right.
Is going to panic a little bit. Yep. So this guy is going to run or like kind of crawl down behind the overturned table that's down on the stairs. And before he ducks behind it, Valron, you see that he throws a little vial of something towards
No.
you.
That's an aggressive action, right?
Yeah, but I don't actually think he can do it. Nope, you're too
I'm
far
back.
away. Nope, he's gonna just duck down behind that table.
Damn it.
You can shoot him
Aha!
if you want. He's crawling.
No, right now there's no reason to.
All right, Fox, it is your turn.
Okay. Okay, I am going to. Shit. Oh, let me double check something. Because we don't have any healing potions, right?
I do, I think.
Yeah, I think.
I think you guys have many healing potions.
Do we have many?
I haven't been stingy with them.
I just don't think I have any. Okay. I am going.
You know where Scratch keeps them on his belt, and he'd always share with you. So
Roger has a healing potion.
I've got a healing potion.
So I want to try something, and I don't know if it's allowable or not. I don't know if this is something you can do or not, but I'm gonna try it, and DM, you rule accordingly. I would like to reach down, since I'm still she still has a hand on Roger's shoulder or whatever. Can I cast guidance on him to help him with a death save? Because it's for an ability check. So can she just be sitting there,
I'll say
wishing him?
Yeah,
to
because it lets him add a D4, right?
To
Yes.
a saving throw, yeah.
To a saving throw.
I'll allow it. I like it. What do you say?
Yeah, she's sitting there and she's holding one of the wounds that was more aggressively bleeding, and she's gonna be like, "It's not time for you to go back with Susan. Susan. Alice needs you here. We need you here. You can't leave us. You can't leave us like this."
Roger, in the darkness, you hear Fox's voice. Make me a death saving throw, please. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Fox?
That's it. That's all I can do. That's action. Bonus action. Actually, I would like to cast. Can I heal myself? I don't know. Can I cast Healing Word on myself?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Wow.
Let me go.
I need
Yay.
to think for a second. When did the Black Rider shoot you? Was it on his last turn?
I think it was his last turn, so no hit points.
The magic does not seem to heal your wounds as you know it should. You can see around the wounds there seems to be this necrotic blackness that seems to be holding back the magic from healing you.
Okay, so hearing. Okay, so.
But I will tell you this: make me a perception check.
10. That's my best one yet.
You do notice that blackness is no longer around Roger's wounds.
Oh God. Okay.
Now,
this is good.
This is going to be fun. Lucas, in order to get
Yes.
a natural 20, you have to roll a 1 on this D4.
All right.
It has to add up to 20. That's the ruling I'm going to make.
Yeah, this is new territory. All right, so I'm going to do it digitally.
be
I'm going to
one.
roll a
Has to
D4.
be one.
We'll try it. Come on, dice. Fail me now. Damn.
No.
You do have a success. You do have a success
All right,
on the
we're 1 and
death
1.
At the end of this tunnel.
save. Fox, you're still crouching, right? Next to him?
She's gonna go further down, laying next to him. She's
Okay, you're gonna full lay prone.
Yeah, she does not want to get shot again.
Okay, that is why I was clarifying, because you did still have your movement. Okay.
She vibing with the dying man.
It is the Black Rider's turn.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, since he's a shape changer,
Oh, you right. When you write, you right. Didn't
Shows
think
true
of that.
form.
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it all instantly reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light. Which
Yeah.
won't do him any good because I'll just move it with him.
So
I
as
love Alice.
Valron, you can see this. As Alice moves her Moonbeam spell over the Black Rider, you can see that like pale, like human face evaporates away, and you can see the tiger striped face and the yellow eyes of a Rakshasa. Which Valron, I'm going to give this to you for free. You know is a fiend.
Yep.
The Black Rider is going to.
And here's a question. Sorry, I keep interrupting.
No,
What
you're
he's
good.
trying to do. So the spell says, when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So since he starts his turn there, does he take the damage again, or is it his next turn?
I shouldn't have. When you moved it onto him, I shouldn't have done the damage then. I should have done it
Okay.
at the start of his turn. But so if I don't do it now, it's the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah, because it doesn't do it when you move it over them. It's when they
that's
start
right.
there.
When they start their turn.
Right. So I already did it for this turn, technically. Is what I realized. I will do it on his turn next time. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to. It's an interesting spot you guys have put them in.
You know how much I wish I had Fireball right now?
For real. Oh my gosh.
None of y'all are wizards. What do you want from me?
We have
Are
a
you wizard
wizard.
spells?
Fox is part wizard.
So first thing that's going to happen is the Black Rider is going to fully stand up from where he is as he swings his gun over and points it down at you, Scratch. Go ahead
And I cast Heat Metal.
You cast Heat Metal. He needs to make a con save to hold on to it, correct?
Yes, and well, it automatically rolled the damage. Okay. So I guess he takes 7 points of damage. And of course, my actual roll, I rolled an 8 on the first die.
Just gotta double check on the dropping thing. Okay, if a creature is holding or wearing the object, it takes the damage from it, and takes the damage from it. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw to drop the object if it can. Okay, so then. So he takes the damage. Alright, so 7 damage he takes. Fucking Heat Metal, no save. Bullshit. Love that spell.
So just to see if you drop it or not.
What's the DC?
I believe it's going to be 15. I think it's my spell DC. Yep.
He makes it. So you see as his backwards hand curls around the gun, and he keeps it in his grasp. He's going to.
Can Rebecca shoot him?
Yes, you did hold your action for that. Go for it.
This is.
Not at disadvantage.
Nope.
Yay!
Not if it's with the rifle.
23.
23
Nice.
is.
Please.
That's got to hit.
You see as he holds out his second hand, and this backward hand, as he holds it out, there is a shield that appears in front of him, and the bullet rebounds and is fired back at Rebecca. Go ahead and make me a second attack.
Ooh. 19.
Does a 19 hit Rebecca?
It does.
Roll some damage.
That's the shit he
15?
did to the sheriff.
You take 15 points of piercing damage as your own bullet is reflected back at you.
Okay. This is stupid, but I wish to attack him again.
Fire
if I have
away.
a second attack.
Mm-hmm.
$26.
That's really
Yeah,
good.
that is so high. Okay, well that's high
Yep.
enough that when you fire this shot, he still has his hand out, and he kind of smirks, but as the bullet kind of impacts with his shield, you see that the shield like shatters as the bullet hits him in the hand. Go ahead and roll some damage. Because that was higher than his damn shield spell put his AC.
Come on. It's not rolling. It's not.
I'll do it.
No, I want to.
Oh, it's not doing it. There it
I
goes.
did it.
That was weird.
15.
All right, 15 more points of damage. What is Rebecca's alignment?
That's an interesting question. Rebecca is lawful good. Maya, however, is chaotic evil. So
But I don't believe your weapon is
not holy.
magical, correct?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I believe it is. It's super magical. It's been hitting a lot of people.
She
Okay.
just doesn't remember that it's magical.
It
Her
is not
dice are magical. Her weapon, not so much.
Right. Okay. Let me check some totals here. Okay. So, after his shield is shattered, he is going to fire at Scratch. That's the first thing that's happening on his turn. So, Scratch, first shot, is a lot. 26.
Oh.
That will be a hit.
All right. That is 14 points of piercing damage.
Is it magical and or silvered?
It is magical.
Okay, so he's got a magic gun. Got it.
And 7 points of piercing damage. Or, sorry, necrotic damage.
That's 21 total.
21 total. Second shot from him. That's a lot. 22.
That's also a hit.
That's 14 points of piercing damage. 2 points of necrotic. Third shot. 21 again.
That's still a hit.
Oh my god, no!
That's 8 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
What?
He's rolling low on the damage. And 3 points of necrotic.
Can we not?
And then
down.
he is going to move over there. Still standing up behind this mechanism. It's Mr. Sir's turn. He's going to take a shot at Valron at disadvantage and miss. And he's going to plop back down. Scratch. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Scratch is down. So,
I know this isn't a death save. This is a Constitution save.
okay.
See if you wolf
Constitution
out.
save.
This is going to see if he wolfs out. Yeah.
It was a 7.
7. That's a failure. Scratch. Your HP total is 40.
Sorry, 10, but it's probably still a failure.
That is still a failure. I want to just check something here real quick. All right, so The standard werewolf has 59 hit points, 58 hit points. You have 48, so I'm going to say your HP goes up to 10. And you are involuntarily shifted into your werewolf form.
Got it.
And because you failed the save,
Total animal rage.
Animal rage, you got it. Exactly, kind of that right. But it does have a focus on the one that shot you.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And you are going to be large sized? Nope, medium. Okay. Oh, and it's your turn.
Okay. Trying to look up the werewolf like clawed attack.
Yeah, you have bite and claw.
Just make the whole party werewolves real quick.
Yeah, well, you never know. All right, so a werewolf
Yeah.
has a movement of 40, I guess, well, 30 feet in werewolf form.
It says 40 feet in wolf form. Everything else is wolf or hybrid on this, so I'm going to say hybrid counts as wolf, so I'm going to give you 40. Because that
Okay.
just makes sense to me.
Then I assume it's like a wall type thing. How tall is that?
Those are tables. They're not very tall. Oh,
Oh,
this
it's on a
here?
little dais. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 5 feet. It's not very high.
Then he goes bounding straight at the Black Rider.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and describe for us what the transformation looks like and what this is like for Scratch. Like, what's going on?
So, as Scratch, he's been shot several times now and it hasn't hurt. Or, I mean, it's hurt, but it hasn't injured him. This time it actually, like, rips into his flesh and he starts to, like, sort of hunker down trying to fight through it. And the third shot, as it, like, punches into his gut, he doubles over. And instead of, like, falling, he just stays hunched. And you hear this snarling sound start coming from him. And as he starts to stand back up, you can see his face deforming, growing a muzzle, teeth lengthening. And he starts to just almost howl in pain. And as soon as he finishes, he just darts after this guy.
All right. Continue with your
creepy, I love
turn.
it.
All right, so he's just going to go straight for it and attack. So do I get the multi-attack?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So he's going to claw and then bite.
All right.
So claw attack at a +4. How about a natural 20?
Natural 20 is going to hit.
That's 2d4 + 2, so 4d4 + 4. 3.
What is Scratch's alignment?
Scratch is lawful neutral.
Okay, good to know. Oh man,
I don't like this
that's the first and only natural 20. Oh my god.
15 points of damage from that claw attack.
All right, got it.
And then the bite attack. That's going to be a miss. That was an 8.
8 is going to miss. Anything else that you'd like to do?
Just continue to ravage this guy mercilessly.
All right, so Scratch transforms ow, and rushes the Black Rider, slashes into him. The Black Rider manages to dodge out of the way of the bite. Rebecca motherfucking Ashwood,
What's up?
it is your turn.
All right. Rebecca will
move 10 feet here, right next to Robert. I'm curious. So, Mr. Sir is pretty big, right? Does any of his parts like hang out the side of this table?
No, he's fully prone right now, so no.
Ah, damn it. Can I see the Black Rider?
Yes, he is standing behind Werewolf Scratch.
Rebecca will. I really want to remove Robert. Rebecca will stand up and take some shots at the Black Rider.
Fire away.
And I don't know, with. Oh, God, I don't like the fact that he can do shield, but he used to react. Yeah, no, it's fine. First shot, a 10.
10 misses.
That's the first time it's missed. 17.
17 hits.
17.
All right, the second shot tears through him as he's able to dodge out of the way of the first one.
And you know what? I really want to action surge because I have a good thing going right now.
It's now or never, dog.
Yeah, might as well. So I'm going to try to hit him again.
All right, fire away.
And quick question, can I use my arcane shots on my action surge?
Yeah, they're attacks.
I'll use
I'd be insulted if you didn't.
I'll use the enfeeblement arrow. Hopefully. And hopefully this will work. This will work. Because I believe in it. I believe in myself.
18 hits.
8, but that's with the 2d6.
All right, 5 more, and then strength save. You said entangling arrow?
No,
Enfeebling arrow.
enfeeblement. Yeah.
Is that a con save?
Necrotic. Come on.
Is there something extra that happens?
Must also succeed on a con saving throw, or the damage dealt by its weapon is halved until the start of its next turn.
Ooh! All right, here we go. Con
That's
save.
a game changer.
Oh, damn.
Oh. Speaking of con saves, before I roll mine, Scratch, go ahead and roll me a con save or 3 con saves for heat metal.
Oh no, he's in an animal rage. There's no way he's concentrating on that spell.
That makes sense. All right, never mind. Con save. 13?
I don't know what my spell DC is.
It says it's 12. Okay, so he is not enfeebled, but he takes the damage.
All right, was that my first shot of my second action?
Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna let me fix this. Add 5 plus 5 minus 9. Okay.
No, that 9 that I rolled, I was trying to show the window that roll. I accidentally rolled.
Your first one only rolled 1d6. It's supposed to be 2ds. Is this supposed to be 2d6 extra on the enfeeble arrow?
Oh yeah, it is. I only rolled 1d6. I don't know. Oh yeah, the
so
second
added
one.
5. Yeah, I got it. All right, so 9 damage from that. Okay. Yes, you get one more shot. Fighters are ridiculous. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
They have to be nobody would play them.
I love fighters.
23.
Oh my god, yes, that hits.
14.
This is going to be a very important turn for y'all.
This is where
You're
you say
fucking this
describe
guy
your kill.
up. I hope.
Not yet. Anything else you'd like to do, Rebecca? As those, or what does this magic look like as Rebecca / Myra uses it?
Well, as she's firing, you just see like this kind of almost darkness kind of come out of like her sleeves and up into her rifle and just shoot. So you see like a trail of darkness afterwards, and you just see her face just with this menacing smile, and just going full evil-eyed as she looks like she's enjoying inflicting pain upon this man. And she's going to be laughing while doing it, evilly and maniacally.
Fox, Alice, and Valron can all see that easily.
And she's going to scream, sorry. Come out here, little piggy. Come on. Let's have it. Come on. Let's have a little luau. Come on. Oink, oink. You know, or suey. When I do that. Very evilly. Sorry.
All right. Alice Langley.
I think you already know what I'm going to do.
Oh, wait. Quick
You're
question.
going to move Moonbeam?
Yep, I'm going to move it over the Black Rider. I want it to be very
How can
specific.
you move it?
I can move it up to 60 feet per action.
All right. Do you want it here? or
Yeah, I
here?
want it with this corner over him. Yeah, right where it is.
Right there?
No.
Okay. Oh,
No, the
with
left.
that corner over him. Okay,
this
so
corner,
right there.
yeah.
Okay. Got it. And we'll do that on his turn this time.
Yes.
All right. Anything else you would like to do?
Do I want to move out of this spot? That's what I'm asking myself.
It's a
I
pretty
do.
good spot.
I do want to move out of this spot.
All
I can
right.
still. So she's gonna move up next to Fox and like crouch, like hunker down with her back against the stairs. Oh wait, no shit, no, I'm not gonna do that. I already used my action. Disregard that. I'm staying right here.
You can still move.
I'm
And
not
you have a bonus action.
No, I don't. I have no bonus actions.
Oh, because you have to use your bonus action to do the damage.
No, she didn't take any bonus action spells, right?
The only bonus action spell I have is Flame Blade. And that requires concentration. I have Cure Wounds, but that's an action, which I used.
All right.
So she's staying right in her little cranny right there.
Valron, it is your turn.
All right, so Mr. Sir's prone in the back.
Yeah, he's behind this table here.
All right. I'm gonna stand up.
Just think, if you killed the Black Rider, there'll be a werewolf ready to go after Mr. Sir.
Right.
Oh, this is only like round 3, I think.
Gonna go 15 feet forward and take aim at the Black Rider just beyond Scratch and use the last of my grip points on this violent shot.
Fire away.
26 to hit.
Oh my god. Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
See, Roger goes down, everyone starts hitting.
For 25 piercing damage to him.
Oh.
She's looking rough. You can see it's visibly bleeding.
Balron's going to then shift his rifle attention over towards this doctor, and he's going to just load the next round into the chamber, and just while aiming at this guy saying, "Doctor, I'm giving you one opportunity to walk out of here."
I mean, you do notice that he did not throw that vial that he has in his hand, and you can smell the slight scent of urine.
Ew.
And that's going to be my turn.
Oh, I thought he was throwing his urine. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Sniper from TF2.
You do hear from behind the table where you know Mr. Sir is, you hear his voice booming out. And he says, "Ah, get away from me! Turn it on! Turn it on! Turn it on!" And this guy is going to scramble up and over. I don't believe anyone has any held actions, correct?
Correct.
All right. You
this is
see
where we're gonna
as
die.
he has this about fist-size crystal in his hand that he slams into one of the open slots, pulls the lever of this mechanism, and this machine whirs to life. And you see as these it begins whirling around very rapidly and kind of out of control. But as this begins to happen, you all feel as your feet begin to leave the floor, as you begin to feel the effects of this loss of gravity in this situation.
Oh God! What?
As everything in this room that is not tied down begins to float up into the air, including above you as the rock and everything begins to be stripped away. You can start seeing as the peaks of sunlight are coming through as... Hold on, I need to copy some tokens here. Well, I'm going to take everything and then delete what I don't need.
I think this is going to be a lovely tomb, guys.
Already
It's
beating
been
you
an
to it.
honor.
Everyone just surrenders at that point. They're like, "You're right, guys. We were in the wrong. Our bad."
Hey, what about that money you were offering again? How about we take that and just leave?
Uh-huh. Ugh, we had to follow the law. We had to be good. We couldn't take bribes. Ugh.
Wasn't that a good laugh? Ha 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 ha. We'll be seeing you.
I'm just curious what this water monster is gonna do now that it's flying.
Oh God.
Thanks for
I'm just curious
reminding
how
me
people are
about
gonna
that.
I'm just
No,
curious how people are going
God.
to shoot guns.
You're like the kid that reminds the teacher that there's homework.
Thanks, Amanda.
I've been waiting for it to do something this whole time.
I mean, it was confined to a tank, but, you know,
It's
you're
not
right.
anymore.
It's not
That's why I didn't
anymore.
want to go up that half.
There's
Yeah.
a reason why we all stayed on the side.
All right. Alice, I'm going to need a concentration check for this moonbeam, which I'm going to allow to stay.
My question is, do we have
16.
physics or do we have magic physics?
So,
That's a fucking shark?
it is a fucking shark as it lifts
Sharknado!
out of this tank. This is technically, for all intents and purposes, this is the anti-gravity spell. So, the reverse gravity spell.
I rolled
need
a
to put-
16 on my con save.
And the ceiling went away.
You maintain concentration. Yes. So what happened is the building of the house, the manor, everything began ripping away. The chunks of stone and everything down here became ripped away. And you can see as you guys all begin kind of floating up, or beginning to float up into this hole back up through the ground. One thing that I do need to put in here is the mechanism is right there on the ground. So I'll make this.
How far in the air are we? Are we just...
If it's reverse gravity, we're now falling upwards.
You're now falling upwards, essentially. So, like, the pieces of rock that you're standing on are the ceiling that was once above you.
Oh, no.
I'm thoroughly confused, but does slow fall work going up?
Yeah, I mean, it's just gravity's reverse. It's just like you were falling down.
Yes.
Okay, then Roger will most likely not kill himself hitting something.
Oh, I didn't even think of the fact that you're unconscious.
So yeah, actually, because I was gonna say while you were switching maps, I was waiting. Like Fox is like holding on to Roger.
It's
so
true. You did not let go of him.
I have not let go of him. So she's like, you know, she's got him.
So I'm going to ask for some. There's no save on that spell, though, right?
Dex save to hold on to something.
Dex saves, please. Thank you.
Hey, I got nothing else to do, so I'll look up rules.
All right, so Alice, that's a fail.
Probably should roll the dex save and then the con save.
Roger auto fails.
I got a 6.
Oh
So-
no!
Rebecca, you succeed. Do you want to grab Fox and Roger? You would
Yeah.
have to let go of your gun.
Yeah. I think she'll just snap out of it for a minute and whatever she was in and just grab onto them.
Okay, so Rebecca, think of it this way. You're holding on to Fox, who's holding on to Roger, as you have hold of something, and then the two of them are kind of floating off. So you save those two. Make me a strength saving throw to hold on to them.
I'm buff.
You're buff. You hold on. You hold true. So Rebecca's able to save Fox and Roger. I need to roll for these three. Wow. Everybody but the doctor made it. Okay, and then Valron saves, so you're able to kind of ride a piece of debris up. All right, so Alice, you're gonna take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall upwards. Scratch, what did you get?
An 8.
An 8. This is
But
non
unless it's magical falling damage.
You're good. I don't care. Shark makes the save.
Oh my god. What does it bite onto?
The shark has better dexterity than I do.
You know what? You're right. It can't hold on to something. It's going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage. But it is floating up here.
No, it's not floating.
It's
It's
It is
falling.
it is now flopping around on the ceiling with no water to help suspend it.
So wait, quick question.
It's falling with style.
Wait. Can you explain to me what I don't understand?
Think of it this way. The room you were just in got flipped upside down,
Okay.
and the ceiling is what you're standing on.
We're inside like one of those indoor skydiving things at the moment.
Oh, okay. So the mechanism is on essentially the ceiling, right?
The ceiling, yes, 30 feet away.
Okay, thank you. I was just very confused.
Or how tall is this? Sorry, 50 feet away. It's 50 feet tall. No,
This is a
100
50
foot tall? It's 50-foot radius, 100 foot tall. It's 100 feet
oh,
tall.
so
So you guys are 100 feet up in the air.
Moonbeam won't even do anything to the Black Rider. It's only 40 feet tall.
If the Black
And it's on
Rider
the ground.
succeeded, then he's in it still.
No, but the moonbeam's down by the mechanism. That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Well, if it's a beam, isn't it like a light
No,
beam?
it's 40 feet tall.
specifically. Okay, so
Well-
this is down here. Okay.
Well,
Well,
if
like
a creature
40
makes
feet
a
up.
dex save, he can grab onto a fixed object and thus avoid moving the 100 feet. So if the Black Rider succeeded, he's still in the beam.
No, we're on the ceiling though. The moonbeam is on the ground.
No, but he.
Yeah,
but
the
Black
the
Rider-
save was to not get thrown up to the ceiling.
The save was to hold on to that piece of the ceiling. You're right.
Right. Yeah. He made his save, so you're right. So he is still down here in the moonbeam, though.
Okay.
So it's still relevant. Still relevant, but he's on the ground. Looking up at you. Mr. Sir didn't make his save, so he's up there. Okay. So the three of you are actually still on the ground. Technically, Rebecca is holding on to Fox and Roger right now on the ground. So I need to move you guys back to where you were, which was like down in this area, but these two are in dangerous sorts. So it's kind of like that. But you guys are on the ground. I'm sorry this is confusing. This is the best way I could think to represent this idea. All right. Any questions about the battle map that has been created?
Who's
Everyone kind of get what's happening?
Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So, quick question as well. I don't have any hands, right? Like
No,
there is.
you have one hand holding on to the like the object on the ground, and one hand holding on to Fox.
Okay, so I
Holding
have
on
no
to
hands.
Roger.
Roger.
Okay.
All right. Fox, it is your turn. I thought this idea would be cool. I hope it translated.
I love it. This is amazing.
I think we need to make sure, is Fox holding on to...
She's-
or is Rebecca holding on to Fox's armor leg? It's important for spellcasting.
Let's see.
Want to roll
Higher
a
low,
D4?
Fox.
Low.
Well, she's holding on to your leg. You have a
Okay.
free hand. You have
Okay.
one free hand.
One free hand. Perfect. That's all I need. This is the last try. She's gonna give it a go, seeing where we are. She is going to look to Roger, and she's just going to be like,
Oh, heal yourself.
she can't do that. She's incapable because she didn't work last time, but she saw an opening. She saw the blackness in her own wounds. So, she's gonna look to Roger and be like, "Live, damn it!" Don't. And she's gonna cast Healing Word on Roger, because she lost her grip on like the wound she was holding. So like she's imagining like his blood's just like dripping up to the ceiling. She was like her last ditch effort.
All right, Roger, you feel as your wounds begin to close and your eyes open and you take a breath
yeah.
of air. When you come to, you are being held by Fox and falling. You're falling.
Falling upward.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Fox, as you see Roger's wounds close, eyes open, and breath come to his lungs?
There's one more thing I want to do. I don't know. I don't know if this is magical damage or not, but I'm gonna do it anyways because Fox is just not in a happy place right now. She's gonna target the Black Rider and she's gonna cast vicious mockery. Be like, "You cowards wouldn't know a fair fight if it hit you in the face."
You see as your magic does not affect him.
That's fine. Everyone else is out of range. She's still screaming at these people while hanging on to Roger with, just floating in the middle of the air, just screaming at people. So that's all I got.
All right, Roger Smith, it is your turn, sir.
Oh, I get to play.
Please climb up.
Yeah.
You have Fox to thank for being the only person that didn't give up on you.
Yeah, she cares. I love it. All right.
Never tell you she cares, though.
Compare that to where we started. That is character development, y'all.
All right. So I'm floating in the air. All right.
Yeah, you have no idea what caused it. You can see Rebecca holding on to Fox, Fox holding on to you. You can see the Black Rider holding on to this like whirling mechanism that he is near, and you can see a shark floating near you. And up on the ceiling, quote unquote, you can see you can see a werewolf, Mr. Sir, the Doctor, and Valron.
And Alice.
Wait, Valron 14? I didn't do you. You failed. 14 points of bludgeoning damage for you.
All right.
Sorry about that. I knew I missed somebody. Did I do the Doctor? I didn't do the damage for the Doctor. 1 second. Oh.
Can he die?
I mean, he's looking super rough. You see, like, one of his arms seems to have been crushed in all of this.
Oh.
Okay. Roger.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
All right. So Roger came in and the apparatus was not spinning before and it's spinning now.
Correct.
Okay. And I can't see it on the map, but roughly how far away is Roger from it?
Let me look. I'll give you an exact number here, because that is not representative of correct. You are 50 feet away from where the Doctor was standing when he pulled the lever, according to my map.
And he was standing right next to it.
And he was standing right next to it.
Okay. 50 feet away.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any way that I can find handholds enough to start crawling my way in that direction?
So here, I'll move this all to the right place. Hold on 1 sec. These guys are more like here. Okay, that's better. Because this square's 50 feet away from there. Yeah. Oh, one more up. Okay. That's the correct spots.
All right, cool. I'm going to try to start crawling my way towards the machine.
How are you going to stay on the ground or on the ceiling? Think about it like crawling along the ceiling.
Right. Well, I was right next to the dais, so I should be able to use that for a good portion of it, right?
For about 20 feet of it, 25 feet of it. So you'd have 25
Perfect.
feet to go that is kind of open floor.
Okay, that's exactly what I want. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl to the far edge, and then like a diver, I'm going to put my feet on the edge of the dais leading up to the machine, and I'm going to use a key point to double my jump distance, and I'm going to jump for the apparatus.
I love it.
I'm going to try a Gorneo special.
Make me an athletics check.
Where's your bag of holding?
All right. 5. The dice hate me.
Oh, no bag of holding. Can't pull off a Gorneo special without a bag of holding.
If I made it a flip.
I mean, if you wanted to describe to me how that's an acrobatic maneuver and not an athletic maneuver, I'm open to listen to it.
You know what? I just recently watched one of the original Spider-Mans, and he dove through a bridge. So I want to try to make it like a swimming maneuver, and I'm going to try to turn my body halfway through, so that way I can grab a hold of one of the spinning doohickeys.
All right, make me an acrobatics check then. I will accept this.
17.
17. All right, I'm gonna say. Look at my map here. That's a distance to go. Because what's your movement? You can move 50 feet in one round, right?
50 feet in one round, yes.
And what would your jump be with doubling your jump? Is it 15 feet or more?
It's based on your strength score, which is 10 feet, so I can jump 20 feet.
You barely make it there. I'm going to need an athletics check to hold on to something once you're there. Fine. Or it's a dex. No, it was a dex save with the spell.
Dex save.
Dex save.
Actually, it's a dex save then.
Shit balls!
Oh no! Change your color. It's not lilac.
As you begin falling up, as you make it there. Yep, you're gonna fall 30 feet with your slow fall. That means you don't take any damage, right?
Yeah, I reduced damage by 25 points.
Okay, so unless I roll max damage, no, I didn't. Yep. Okay, so you fall 30 feet upwards. So you're going to be then on that rock. You are up in the air now. It was a valiant maneuver, though.
That was fun. Okay.
It was you almost got there, man. That was acrobatics and then dex save. Those are your best things.
If I didn't have to step of the wind, I could have used my arms, which is far better athletics than myself. But I'll take what I got. I'm alive. Thank you.
All right. Alice Langley maintained concentration on her moonbeam spell, and as such, the Black Rider is standing in it at the beginning of his turn. Okay. I'm going to roll his con save. Here we go.
Okay.
He got a 6.
That is a failure. Let me roll that damage.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, Al. Do you want me to tell you how much HP he has left?
Please.
He has 13 HP left.
He's fucking dead. I rolled 16 damage.
Fuck yes.
I
Alice,
killed this bitch.
how
Oh
would you
yeah.
like to do this? I love the very concept of a Rakshasa getting killed by a moonbeam is just. Go ahead and describe this for us, Alice.
Yeah, so her moonbeam is kind of unlike Blythe's, which just looked like moonlight. Hers is kind of uh like a kind of neon eerie like blue color. And you just see this thing because he gets engulfed in flames, just kind of pulling away at like everything he is. All the while she's like clinging, she's like up against the ceiling, like, oh god, if I fall, I'm dead.
You're legitimately going to be crushed underneath the debris.
Yeah.
But yeah, you watch as essentially the Black Rider evaporates in this eerie moonlight, and you could see as he's just kind of ripped away in it, and just there's nothing left behind. Except his gun does begin falling upwards. That was his turn. Okay, fuck.
Now he's dead.
Whose gun fell? Sorry.
Black
Black
Riders.
Riders, the really good one.
Does it fall in my direction?
It begins falling upwards from that.
Apparently, it's magical.
This spot right here. So I'm going to say it's on this rock right here.
Oh, damn, so far away.
All right. It is Mr. Sir's turn.
And he fell, right?
Yes, he did. He is
did.
up on the ceiling with Scratch.
And you have no idea how happy I am about that.
He stands up and yeah. You watch as he begins running along the ceiling. These diagonals are not correct, but he gets over to here and he disappears in a silvery mist and reappears on this piece of ceiling over here. That is about. Nope, he's going to take his gun and he's going to shoot at you, Scratch. Does a 14 hit?
It wouldn't hit Scratch. It might hit a werewolf.
Let's see.
Does your armor carry over?
I mean, he does not have a magical weapon, so this does not matter.
But it doesn't matter.
All right. Scratch. It is your turn.
Scratch sees a running prey animal.
Yep.
And he chases.
Go for it. Make me an athletics check for the jump.
Okay. Athletics for this creature. It doesn't really have an athletics score.
No, so it's just a strength check.
Well, it's athletics of strength. It's a 17.
17. Yeah, you're able to clear that 5-foot gap.
And he just jumps, he doesn't just clear the gap, he pounces on Mr. Sir.
All right.
And he just starts ripping into it with his claws. So, attack 1. Oh, that's a 19 plus something. So that's 23.
That hits.
Okay, 2d4 plus 2. There's a 3. And a 1, so 6 points of damage.
All right.
And another 19.
That hits. Is this a bite or a scratch?
2 claws.
All right.
Okay, so that was 8 points of damage.
All right. I've got it. Anything else you'd like to do?
He's going to just and actually as he pounces, because Mr. Sir is running away, he tries to like rake at his hamstrings to try to cripple him.
Oh.
So he's just like, you know,
Going
raking
after
at
his
his
legs.
legs as he's trying to run away.
All right. Rebecca Ashwood, it is your turn. You are unarmed and holding on to Fox.
Oh, I can't do anything. Can Rebecca try to lift Fox up to hopefully grab a hold of something?
Yeah, like pull her down so she can like hold on to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, make me an athletics check. I'll let you do it as your bonus action.
Yes. 17.
Becca's awesome.
Yeah, you're able to like kind of haul Fox up, quote unquote, and get like have her hold on to what you're holding on to.
All right.
Thank you, Rebecca.
No problem. You know.
You're not necessarily safe. Imagine
I'm
hanging from
aware.
the ceiling.
I'm aware.
No problem. I just. You guys are really heavy.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
That's very fair.
I'm very light.
Can Rebecca do what Robert tried to do and monkey bar it over to the what the fuck it's called apparatus?
You would be able to monkey bar like along the fountain for 25 feet, and then you would be you'd be 25 feet away from the apparatus.
All right, that's what she'll do. To the fountain, and she'd have to jump for it, right?
What's your strength score?
I actually put stuff into strength. 16.
Oh, I don't know. How far can she jump?
16
oh God,
feet.
Who knows?
So you wouldn't be able to make that jump.
Okay, so it's on a platform, right?
Imagine it's on the ceiling. That's kind of like how you need to think about this. You're moving along the ceiling and it's kind of stuck to the ceiling. Is how the gravity is working right now.
Ah, shit. Okay. Does it look vulnerable to shoot?
I mean, all the doctor did was pull that lever, and you can see that it's still just pulled down in that down position.
I want to try something, and it seems very stupid, but I want to try. This is really, it's not gonna work.
WWRD.
Yeah. Rebecca's gonna try to angle it so that way it's in an upward position where she's aiming, and she's going to try to shoot the lever so that way it goes up. I don't know.
You try, yeah, I ping the lever.
Just make me an attack roll at disadvantage because of the difficulty.
Okay, wait, but if I do a flip neck.
No.
Aw. 12?
12. I'm going to say, does this, I mean...
What's the AC of a lever?
Yeah, that's a good question. What is the AC of a lever? Huh.
10?
I'm going to say 12 is not high enough.
Oh, come on. I get a second attack.
2.
Wait, are you saying that lever has a higher AC than Fox?
I'm saying this shot is harder than a 12.
Oh, you almost crit that lever.
Oh my god.
15.
15 was the DC I set in my head. So,
You just it.
Rebecca, I'm going to move you to the right place because you moved 5, 10, 15, 20. You moved 25 feet-ish. I'm going to put you like right there. What are you shooting with? Because you dropped your rifle.
The revolver.
Oh, right. You do
As
have
she
a
always has.
revolver.
That
All
very
right.
special revolver.
Oh, so you pull out your Rebecca revolver.
What's in
Yes.
your boot?
All right. So you pull out the Rebecca revolver, line up this shot. And as you fire the first shot, you realize like how like the gravity is working in this situation. and you take the second shot, and it ricochets, and the lever moves up. As that happens, the apparatus begins to slow down and stop spinning. And you see as everything that went up is now coming down.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
God.
So,
I didn't think this through.
I'm gonna
Need
need
saves
sorry.
again.
dexterity
I'm
saving
sorry.
throws from everybody, please.
I mean, everyone who's on the ceiling.
No, everybody, because those on the ground are gonna have to avoid debris.
Can
Ten.
I
Oh,
do
no.
something really quick?
No.
What do you have in mind?
It's a reaction. I would like to cast Featherfall on Alice, Rebecca, and I think Roger has it automatically.
Don't worry about me.
But-
Save yourself.
I can do up to 5 people.
Alice is 50 feet away from you plus. How far? What's the
60,
range?
60 feet. So those are the only 3 I can reach along with myself.
Well,
So-
she can catch people once they get within 60 feet, right?
Because it lasts for a minute. Yeah, can I?
Well, I mean, you can wait to pop it until they're closer to you.
But Alice is already right there.
Alice is close enough. Rebecca's
I
close
don't.
enough.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but isn't the ceiling gonna fall too? Slow fall
Yeah.
doesn't help that.
Oh, yeah, no, but I mean,
It'll half the
prevent
damage.
from taking fall damage, and then we can worry about getting crushed.
Well, let's see how these saves work out first
Okay.
here.
We can
Okay.
cast
Oh.
Featherfall on the debris.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that would be smart.
Can you do objects?
Can I do
This,
objects?
this man is dead.
It just says falling creatures.
I'm gonna put my faith in Alice's actual dice.
Probably a good thing. We did
All
not do
right,
well.
So, Roger got a 12. That's a failure. Rebecca got a 10. That's a failure. Valron got an 11. That's a failure.
Hey, did not do well.
That's a failure. Oh, why you guys do this to me?
I got a 12.
I tried to cast Featherfall.
Can you cast Featherfall on the object?
I'm already on the ground.
Creatures. It's only creatures.
It's only creatures. It's only creatures.
It's everybody. Alice, what'd you get?
A 12.
All right, so everyone failed. So I'm just gonna roll this out in the open. Everybody but Mr. Sir failed, I should say.
Oh, he
God.
succeeded?
Oh my god.
A natural 20.
Jesus.
Where's the Black Rider, by
Do
the
I
way?
get advantage for trying to
He's
hold on to
dead.
him?
Oh,
The
I didn't
Black
know he died.
Rider got evaporated in moonlight.
Okay, cool.
Is that 13 damage?
It's 13 bludgeoning damage.
I'm down.
Even for those
as-
on the ceiling?
Yeah, because they're falling 30 feet.
Wait,
So-
for us on the floor?
Yeah, you had shit fall on you.
Oh, that's the shit that's falling
It's a
on us?
two-parter.
It's a two-parter. Those falling and those having things falling on them. So, Roger, you take 13.
I'm good. I take nothing. Slow fall.
Oh, you're correct. Fox, you have things falling on you.
Yeah, I down.
You take 13. Alice, you took yours. Valron, you took yours. Scratch, this is non-magical, so you're good.
Well, here's my question. Can Scratch have advantage on his dexterity check to try to grab onto Mr. Sir?
Try to claw him down with you.
I mean, it's just I was in the middle of attacking him. I figure, if I've got claws, that gives me a much better chance of gripping onto him than onto anything else.
I'm gonna say no. But you are still like near him as the rubble settles. I'm gonna grab
He is
everyone's-
hanging from the ceiling now.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab everyone's tokens. And we're going to move back.
Oh, man.
No, we don't need to move back. I'm just gonna leave you
Let's
guys
get
here.
crushed by some rubble,
What
boys.
does the shark do?
Yeah, the shark didn't roll for. The shark failed.
That poor
it
shark is getting slammed up and down.
As it falls back down. It's still alive, but it's outside of its tank now. That also has no water.
Alice,
but as
you gotta save this poor shark.
Of Mr. Sir's house, of all of this like lab and the water and everything else that was kind of in this 50-foot diameter. Is it diameter or radius? really should have kept
50-foot
reverse
radius.
gravity.
It's 100-foot diameter.
Radius. So pretty much, there's just this 100-foot hole in the ground that you see, like Shiv. We see Shiv and Buttkin are right outside of it, kind of like just looking down. As the rubble settles,
Fox is on the very bottom of it.
let's see. The first one that we see kind of pulling themselves up out of the rubble and the dirt is Alice. Alice, as you pull yourself up, you can see standing far away from you, about 90 feet away from you, you can see Mr. Sir standing on top of the rubble. You don't see anyone. The only other person you see is Roger, who is kind of like in a superhero landing position, like on top of the rubble as well.
I'm in my element. Falling, guys. I'm in my element.
You did it! You survived falling! I'm
I survived falling 2 ways.
Both ways, you did it! I've never been more proud of you in my entire life.
My next character is going to have flying, so I can just eschew all of this nonsense.
So let me drop this concentration. I'm just going to assume that she automatically lost that after falling.
I thought so. I was like, once the rock shot was gone, I was like, I don't think she cares.
This is now difficult terrain, correct?
That is very accurate, yes.
What's moving in difficult terrain? It's half speed,
Half
right?
speed, yes.
Okay, cool. This guy is...
And there's a flopping shark on the ground near you.
That's like 90 feet away
it's
from me?
It's 90 feet, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move 15 feet, which is, well, my full movement, which is 30, half to 15.
Right.
So, oh, wait a second. 5, 10, 15, this way. And let me zoom out, because I can't see shit.
Yeah, sorry, everything was really big.
He needs to go. He needs to go. She can't look for people while he's still there. I am going to... Ooh, I've never done this before. This is a new spell that I just got when we leveled up. So we're... Hold on. I'm reading this. I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Nice!
There's an opening!
Anymore.
Yes!
There's no roof anymore. Unfortunately, Scratch is going to be caught in this, but I don't think she can see Scratch.
No, you can't see Scratch.
So I'm going to cast
Maybe
Call
he's got
Lightning.
some cover.
I need
from
Mr. Sir
rubble.
to make me a dex save.
And Scratch.
And Scratch. Sorry, Scratch.
Alice is scary.
That's a fail.
She's terrifying.
Oh, 23?
23 damage.
Fuck!
I'm going to kill this man.
And Scratch.
And Scratch, unfortunately.
Scratch had a 19.
That makes it.
Okay,
you still
good.
take
So-
half of that?
That's 11. He's still unconscious.
Yeah, you take half damage.
Oh no!
If you guys kill Mr. Sir, you probably want me unconscious.
Yeah,
true.
someone's going to have to put you down.
It's a blessing in disguise.
It's actually the one thing Roger is built for, is putting down the werewolf.
All right. Alice, the storm clouds above, like, gather, and you pull your hand down, and this lightning strike erupts around the rubble and hits Mr. Sir, and there's just this cloud of dust and smell of ozone. Anything else you'd like to do as the rain begins to fall?
She is going to no, she's just gonna hold that spell, and then oh no, she sees Roger, but she's gonna call out to see if anybody else is like can hear her, you know? Because she sees Roger and she knows that he's fine.
All right. Valron, you hear Alice calling out as you are buried under rubble.
Gonna use half my movement to try and stand up and just crawl a little bit forward, looking
Yeah.
around to see what I can see. And if I can see Mr. Sir across the way, I'm gonna take aim and fire my last hunting rifle shot before I have to reload.
You do see him like hunched over, standing over Scratch's body, across from. You also see like in front of you the Dr. Keogh has been smashed under a rock. You can see Roger is up in on top of the rubble. You see Alice up on top of the rubble. You do not see Fox, and you do not see Rebecca.
I'm a bit shaken up, but I'm all right. How are the others holding up? This piece of shit needs to be downed, and I'm taking the shot.
All right, fire away, Valron.
14 to hit.
14 is a miss.
Damn it. Gonna bonus action to second wind to get some hit points back, and that'll be my turn.
All right.
Is he really 70 feet away from Roger?
Let me double check.
It didn't feel like that back room was that much bigger with the apparatus and the area around.
He did like misty step away and move and stuff like that.
Okay, I wasn't. I'm just trying to remember what the other map was, so I'm not sure how close we are.
It's, I think. No, it's actually fairly close. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's 65 feet away from you is what I'm gonna tell you.
Cool.
Yeah, from like square to square. Right, that's 5, 10, 15, 20.
Difficult terrain.
Oh, even just if you count the squares, he's 50 feet. The rulers are wrong on this map.
Oh, do you have
the
extra?
I do. Let me turn the grid on. Hold on. I didn't turn the grid on because I thought it would fuck up moving around. See if does that change the ruler?
No, you have to change it from like older. Oh, yep, that's better.
That changed it.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That is that. Those numbers all look correct compared to the other map.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good catch. My bad. Oh, sorry. Nick should be paying attention. That dude's dead. Fox, I need you to make me a death saving throw, please.
A 2.
Oh my God, Amanda.
That is one failure.
No. I'm under rubble, guys. I'm under rubble.
Roger, it is your turn.
This is what I was built for. Roger is going to use a bonus action Step of the Wind for a dash action. Or a dash type movement, which with my feet, difficult terrain does not affect me, mobile, when I take the dash.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So 50 feet of movement gets me to Fox, pull out a potion as I'm running, and try to drive it into her gullet.
All right. I'll say, yeah, you, because you knew where she was. You don't see her emerging. You run over, clear the debris. You can see she has blood all over her face. As you pour the health potion down her throat with your action.
All right, so that's 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, we'll say bonus action to grab potion, item interaction, move
8
debris.
hit points.
Yep, I think that all checks out. All right, Fox, you receive 8 healing and
God.
And
so
as your eyes open, you look up and see Roger above you.
How the tables have turned.
I drop the vial, and I start running 50 feet towards Mr. Sir.
Right.
To finish my movement.
Right. The Black Rider is dead.
Yeah, he is.
It is Mr. Sir's turn.
And I'm like, look here, you asshole. You better stand down. As he's running towards him at like blinding speed.
How far away are you? Mr. Sir pulls out. He has a reaches into his jacket and pulls out this like jacket revolver and fires it at
Like
you,
a
Roger.
Derringer?
Like like a tiny little like cricket revolver. That's like a straight up miss. That's a 7.
Does he only have
and
one attack?
He only has one attack. He begins to fully run away. You see he disappears in a silvery mist, reappears 30 feet away, and that doesn't get him out of the rubble. Continues to run through the rubble to like kind of the edge. Oh wait, you guys are down in a pit. There's nowhere to run. He's got to actually hold on. I got to change tactics here. He's got to run for the fucking cave all the way where Fox is. Fuck.
Also,
He has to run past Shark and me.
That's the only way for him to get out. Oh no. Okay. Nope. He's going to.
Can Roger
he
try to?
is going to put his hands up, and he's going to drop that gun that he just took. He says, all right. Name your price. Anything you want. It's yours. Name it. Effectively, he's giving up because he is in a 50-foot pit and surrounded.
We got a lot of bloodthirsty people down in this pit. I'm wondering what's going to happen.
Scratch, I need a death saving throw from you.
That's a 12.
That is a success. Rachel, are you back?
I am indeed.
All right. Well, you just saw Mr. Sir essentially put his hands up and say, okay, you got me. What would you like to do? Oh, wait, you're under the rubble. So as you kind of come to, like, you're buried kind of in the rubble, but you hear Mr. Sir saying this.
Can Rebecca get up from the...
Yeah, I haven't been making anybody make checks for it. So you like climb your way using half of your movement out of the rubble. You're bloodied, but you could see Mr. Sir has his hands up. You see Scratch's body at his feet. You see Fox seems to be moving. Alice, Roger, Valron all seem to be moving. The only one who isn't is Scratch.
And Scratch has been nice to Rebecca, right?
Yeah, really nice. He got you your date. I don't know if you realize that, but...
Okay. If this is out of character, just say this. But the ringing in the ear is starting again. And she's looking at Scratch and seeing Mr. Sir do that. And she's going to look down, check her chambers, and just kind of smile very nicely and go, okay, Mr. Sir, just keep your hands up. Let's not move. We're all pleasant here. And she's going to start walking towards him.
Yep, still difficult terrain, so you can move 15 feet.
Yeah, so 15 feet.
5
How
feet.
close is she?
You used half your movement to stand up, so you can only go like 5 feet, right?
Oh, you can only move like 5 feet towards him, you're right.
It's a very deliberate walk, and that's scarier.
He's like 55 feet away. As you begin kind of like limping towards him.
You know, let's just all calm down, Mr. Sir, because we're having a wonderful time right now. Now, if you don't mind, I just need you to stand still so that way we'll be able to resolve this peacefully. And yeah, she'll hold an action in case he decides to run.
I like how all these rulers are out right now. Alice, it is your turn.
Okay. She is keeping concentration on the spell. She's gonna hold it though, and like the hand that she's pointing out towards him, that's like helping her keep concentration of where the storm cloud is. By the way, the storm cloud has a 60-foot radius.
Yeah, it's a
The
big
whole
storm
Yeah, it's
cloud.
hole.
huge.
Oh yeah, it covers the whole hole. Like
Yeah.
there was sunlight coming through. Now there is not. You are all cast in darkness.
And like the like it's very visible that the hand that she has pointed out towards him is shaking, and she's gonna say, Valron, are we killing him? Or is he being alive? Because if he needs to die, he needs to step away from Scratch, because I'm not going to kill him. And that's it. She's holding her action.
Valron.
Valron's going to start walking forward over all this rubble and using his action to continue dashing forward to get 30 feet closer. He's going to draw out some manacles from his belt, and he's going to throw them as far as he can, shouting across the way. First order is to put these on. And he's going to try and throw them afar, but probably not going to get the full distance.
Yeah,
But
you
at the
can
very
throw 'em,
least,
like,
that'll get him to start
60
stepping
feet
away
at
from
disadvantage.
Scratch.
you can throw them like 30 feet. I don't know. What's your
Alright,
strength
yeah.
score? Your strength isn't very
9.
high, right? Yeah. Yeah.
My shoulder was dislocated in the fall, okay?
Oh, you're throwing it offhand? That's even weaker. It's like...
All right. Fox, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up first thing.
Yep. Dust yourself off.
She
She's
get
gonna play
kind of
Mario.
yeah. As Charles watching walkthroughs, it's pretty intense. Oh man, she's gonna kind of take a look at everything around her. She's gonna see Alice like struggling with the spell, Scratch downed, Roger barely alive. She's gonna pull a Rebecca and take a whole 5-foot step forward. It's as far as she can go. How does Mr. Sir look? I mean, he looks pretty
rough. He looks beat up.
Okay.
You could say that him and Alice have the same HP right now.
No, I don't know if I can do that or not. Okay, well, she's just gonna look at him and be like, "Justice be damned," and she's gonna fire magic missile at him.
Damn it!
All right. What's the
Did
range on
Rebecca wanna
magic
shoot?
missile?
120.
Yes,
That's right.
I did.
All right. Roll some damage.
Wait, what did Rebecca say? I'm sorry.
I wanted to shoot him.
I'm sorry. I don't think I'll hit him enough.
This
honestly.
may not kill him. Yeah,
don't
this is
think it will.
only a first level magic missile.
Yeah, I don't think I'll kill him.
Well, the max is 15, right?
Yeah.
5, 8,
13.
13.
He
Yeah,
looks-
points.
Mr. Sir is one shot away from being
There you
dead.
go,
He
Rebecca.
is-
Can I
has
hold
these
my arrow?
three magical missiles like he is bleeding profusely down onto the ground.
Can Rebecca shoot, please? I just need this to connect. I want it.
Well, yeah.
I
Almost
need
like an action.
Hold on. How far away is he? 90 feet from me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is that.
Damn.
Roger.
Okay.
Wait.
For
Can I
cinematic purposes, I'm going to hold off on you for a second.
Okay, sorry.
Scratch, go ahead and roll me a death saving throw.
It's a 18.
Okay, so that Scratch is not dead, as Mr. Sir stumbles his way along the ground, completely bewildered. I'm going to give Rebecca a turn, if you're okay with that, Lucas.
Yeah, because that'll change. That'll determine what Roger's doing.
Oh, please, come on. I just need this shot to connect. So I can move, right? Can I move?
Yeah, it is. It's essentially your turn.
Okay. She's going to move 15 feet, and she's like, everyone, let's just all calm
That is the range of a revolver.
Mr. Sir, I want you to look at me, and I want you to tell me, you're not going to do anything, right? You're done playing these games, right?
You see, he's kind of just like gasping for air at this point. He's like
nice.
coughing. Blood goes onto the ground.
That's nice for you. She's going to take a shot. Please, please, please. Yes,
Oh.
20.
Those both hit. Rebecca, as you level this revolver that says Rebecca along the side, you can see there's just like this tear that comes down the side of your face as you fire this shot and shoot Mr. Sir twice. And Mr. Sir is dead.
Well, the second one would be a disadvantage, right?
God.
She shoots fast enough.
I mean, I'll roll for it.
No, that's okay. Really quick, we're gonna go. Who has healing spells available?
I was gonna do something if he was still alive.
I have a lot of.
Who? Scratch?
Mr. Sir.
Mr.
spells,
Sir
my
is not
guys.
alive, but Scratch is still bleeding out. That is why I'm asking.
Yeah,
So,
fine.
Roger, do
moves
you
over.
have a... Alright, do you have another healing potion?
I have a healer's kit.
Alright. Make me a medicine check with advantage, please.
I don't have to. It auto-succeeds in stabilizing him. That's why I got it.
Ah, that's right. That is what a medicine kit does. Okay. So, Roger runs over, stabilizes Scratch, and we are out of initiative as you all stand in the rubble of the Iron Wheel Ranch.
Yay!
Yay!
We saved the town, boys.
I will take you guys back here because this is essentially where you are, but
It's in shambles.
everything
Someone
is
save
in
the shark!
shambles.
I'm pretty sure the shark is already technically dying. It doesn't have water and it's not moving.
This is true.
Oh, no.
Is it a mammal though? Because we've had a whale survive for a while.
Sharks have to, in order for sharks to be able to do their thing, they have to be moving.
It's true. They are very useless above water, but I thought it would be funny.
It is funny.
It is very funny.
Who knows what they would have done with that shark? Maybe make a shark man. Who knows?
Who
Not us.
knows?
Maybe make a Sharknado.
They tried with the shark, they tried.
Alice,
Yes.
you get this feeling underneath the rubble near that mechanism. You feel the presence of a trapped spirit.
Oh.
Calling out for help.
We drop that concentration on the call lightning right quick. Where? Like up here?
Yeah, by where that mechanism was.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that like a spirit calling out for help, and it seems to be trapped. And you do remember there was like this big glowing crystal in the middle of that contraption, whatever it was.
Yeah, hold on, let me just fix my on this map. Oh, that's not right. I have 17.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't copy the tokens over.
Okay, she'll start making her way over there, but before she does, as she passes by Fox, I am going to cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level.
Look at you, still having 2nd level spells. You
I
genius
still have
child.
2nd level and 1st level spells.
I'm out of everything. I've been out of everything since before. Oh god, what did I do?
I was putting you at the right.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you should have been at 8. Sorry.
You get 14 health back.
So 14 on top of that 8.
And then
Thank you.
she will make her way up to where this was, I guess.
Yeah, it's currently buried under the rubble, but you can feel that call for help from underneath.
Yeah, she'll start freaking trying to move this rubble out of the way just to see if she could see where it is.
Okay, so the rest of you see as Alice begins digging into the rubble.
Want me to make any checks on this or
Yeah, make me an athletics check, please.
I'm good at those, I think. Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
even despite her small frame, you see Alice is picking up logs and other things, is throwing them out of the way as she appears to be trying to reach something.
Roger's gonna pick up Scratch and start carrying him out to where there's no rubble.
Yeah, Fox would have gone to check on Scratch after Alice did that.
Valron's going to move up to try and assist Alice in unburying some of this rubble, but also looking for the Black Rider's gun.
Ooh, make me an investigation check for that. Roll high.
Look for that conductor stone.
I'd cast guidance.
13?
Can I cast guidance on him?
No.
No.
You're worried about Scratch.
I know. I haven't been able to help anyone with anything today. I think.
Valron, I'll say if you spend time looking for it, you will eventually find it. Because it is a magical weapon, so it did not get destroyed. But you don't find it just with a cursory look.
All right.
If he waits for Alice to get done, I have detect magic.
Alice and Valron, though, working together, you do eventually uncover the bent and broken pieces of the apparatus. And you can see that there's this larger blue glowing crystal and the smaller conductor stone that is inserted in the bent apparatus.
I recognize one of those.
So I'm going to assume that the bigger blue one is where the spirit is trapped.
That is correct.
Okay.
You do not need a check for that.
Would I have to do a check to see if destroying the thing that it's trapped in will have negative effects on those around it? Is there going to be some kind of explosion if I break this thing?
Make me an Arcana check.
23.
23. You don't think it's going to be an explosion. You remember being told by these guys that this is a Kyber crystal. And that it does have the magical properties to be able to bind elementals and spirits. That is literally how, the trains work.
I knew it.
Alice, you did skip that day of class. So you don't know that little bit about the railroad.
Okay. Okay. To try to break this thing, hold on. 12, 15. Okay. Well, no. I'll turn on this. Still in it. I want to cast Thunderwave to try to crack this thing, but first she's going to ask everyone to move away. There's a spirit trapped in this crystal. I need you guys to move so I don't hurt you while I try to break this thing. And she'll wait for Roger to get himself and Scratch like off this dais. The same with like Balron.
Yeah, everyone kind of moves away from Alice, and you cast your Thunderwave spell, and it like reverberates out. I'm assuming Valron, you already collected the conductor's zone.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to do the damage on Thunderwave?
No, it's
Or-
okay. I think this is
Okay.
very thematic. I like it. As it begins to reverberate, you can see that the crystal is begins to crack and break. Do you have any spell slots left?
Yeah. I just used my last second level for that, and I still have 3 first level.
If you use all 3 of those spell slots, I'm gonna let this work.
Okay.
All right. So
Consider them
Alice,
gone.
you pour all of your magic into freeing this spirit, and concentrating this thunder wave into the crystalline structure. As it begins to further crack and spread, it eventually shatters, and you can see
Is that a turtle bird thing?
it is what is called a dragon turtle.
Oh my god.
Oh, hello!
So cute.
It's so cute.
I love
that.
It's
it.
also like
You're smaller than
Ginormous.
its
giant in
nostril.
size. I mean,
It's very large, but it's also kind of like translucent and
Like a
see-through.
spirit.
It's a spirit, kind of, and you get this immense feeling of joy that fills you up, Alice, and you hear a voice in your head that says, "Thank you, little one."
you can now turn into a dragon turtle.
I mean, you've now seen a dragon turtle.
Not if it has a flying speed.
It has a swimming speed.
It does have a swimming speed. But it's also a spirit.
Yeah. And it's
Uh,
too big for her to even fathom.
it is very large. As
And
you,
it's CR level. That's
Yeah.
the thing as well.
everybody that is down, like kind of in this bottom area, feels this whoosh as you are all lifted up. If you want to be, actually, you know what? I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to say everyone's kind of lifted up to the edge by this spirit. As it, Alice, you can feel it kind of like, it doesn't have like language or like a lot of, like, it doesn't say a lot, but you can
Mhm.
feel it as it like kind of nods its head at you. This like gratitude fills you up, and you do receive another boon for freeing a spirit. I'm gonna have to come up with that one because I haven't come up with it quite yet. But I'll let you know. We could probably work together a little bit on the dragon turtles boon, because this is the spirit of the Iron Wheel Lake.
There used to be a lake here.
There is a lake here.
Oh, there is a lake here.
This is the very large lake that's here. So like
Oh,
we take you over
okay.
here. This is the spirit of the Iron Wheel Lake.
That is a very big lake.
It is quite large. So, you and I can work together on what that will be.
Roger has a noodly question, mechanical question.
Sure.
So Tasha's Cauldron of Everything has optional class features for a monk that allows them to use an action to heal themselves. Could I use that to heal Scratch?
No. Because that's for healing your own body.
Cool. I wasn't sure if I could do like the monk 5-point heart start thing.
I'm going to say in this
That's a
instance...
5-point heart explosion.
Yeah, no.
Different thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you find yourself standing at the edge of this massive crater where Mr. Sir's house used to be.
And sorry to interject, while this is all going on, just to kind of retcon things, Rebecca had that same look on her face when she cast that spell, and now it's, with the smile, evil, or whatever. And right now she's just kind of standing there in the exact same pose she saw Mr. Sir, with just a shocked look on her face. Just kind of standing there frozen. Sorry.
No, you're okay. And Valron, I'll say you found the gun.
Woo!
So, Rebecca stands stern-faced. You are all standing there covered in blood. Scratch is unconscious. But justice has been served.
Yay!
What we're gonna call that?
You guys killed many people to get this outcome, so I hope so.
I was trying to save him, so just putting it out there.
I wanted him dead. After all the destruction he caused, no. People like that don't get to walk around here. Look what we did to this cute little dragon turtle.
I think that is where we're going to end this session.
No!
Unless anyone has anything else that they would like to do right here at the edge of this crater, or conversations they'd like to have. Or maybe the reviving of Scratch. If anyone has a healing potion.
I have a healing potion.
You want to heal Scratch?
Who?
Scratch?
Who?
Yeah, Rebecca will slowly, put down the revolver and shakily walk towards where Scratch is and force feed him a health potion. Not looking at anyone while doing it. Avoiding eye contact.
So you, give Scratch the health potion. Scratch begins to breathe again, and Rebecca just kind of walks off, head still down.
Or not werewolf?
Nope, you're human, because you were fully unconscious, so you reverted back to your human self.
As soon as he wakes up, Fox is gonna give him, that really big hug, even though he's just like in a lot of pain type hug. You're just like, I don't care. Big hugs.
Thank you.
Let's not do this again anytime soon.
What happened? What happened to the room?
Well, we went up, and then we went down, and everything went down on us, and she's gonna usher over to Mr. Stir's body. We did it, though.
We got the bastard.
We did. It's not fun. I would not recommend doing it again.
What about the Black Rider?
He's gone. Definitely gone. I knew this would happen because I drew the 6 of Wands. So we're good.
You're saying you saw all this coming?
Yeah. Not all of the way it played out, but I saw our victory, so... I'm glad it panned out well, though, because sometimes, victories come with a flaw. But look, we're all here. We're all alive. We all did it. Oh, let's not do it again.
How did I end up over here? Where did all this rubble come from?
Well, last thing I remember is you were in the air, and then you went down, and then you came back up as a... She's just gonna kind of shrug. And then I went down, and then next thing I know is...
You mean I became that thing again?
Yeah, but you did really good. You went right after Mr. Sir. You had the perfect target in mind. I don't know.
I don't remember it. Normally I can remember it. Normally
Well,
I can retain some kind of control.
I think special circumstances, I don't think you were able to be conscious to be in control.
I didn't hurt anybody, did I?
She's gonna shake her head and look around. Just Mr. Sir. He's good. You did good. She can pat him on the head.
Yeah, because all of the stuff that Scratch normally has covering up his visage and stuff is gone. Like, he's just... It's like, you know, his scarred face and everything like that. His scratched up face.
His hat's gone. The bandana he usually wears, like, you can see the terrible scarring that is covering most of his face. And he just gets real quiet. Tries to pass it off like he's just trying to rest, but
Fox is gonna get her bandana and like wrap it around his neck, you know, a little bit. Try and give him a little bit of comfort. All that matters is you're here now.
yeah, I reckon you're right. Yeah. What's
And look,
that?
Alice found another spirit. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. What kind of spirit was it this time?
It was huge. She's gonna, like, you know, make her hands real big. Dragon turtle thing. Apparently, Alice, you said it was the Iron Wheel Lake spirit.
She's gonna give Fox a thumbs up. She's currently like kneeling on the ground, like taking deep breaths, trying not to throw up or pass out or both, because she's
Yeah,
never used that much magic at once before.
yes, literally all of your magic is gone, and you are at 17 HP.
17
so, like,
HP. She's
yeah,
tried really hard not to
Alice
throw up or
looks
pass out.
beat to
So-
hell.
Fox is gonna like take a look over, and as soon as, you know, Alice gives her the thumbs up, Fox is gonna be like, "Oh God!" and she's gonna like run over to Alice because she was so concerned about Scratch she didn't realize. So she's gonna run over to Alice and, like, you know, sit Alice down and, like, you know, like pat her on the back, and be like, "You, that was a lot. You did so well. I'm so proud of you." Just leaving Scratch over there.
What's everyone else doing?
Decompressing.
It's your moment of victory.
Say, Roger, thanks for flushing them out like that. If you hadn't have charged in the way you did, well, I suspect we all would have fallen victim to that lightning trap. And I don't think we would have survived that barrage of bullets afterwards.
Oh, no problem, Valron. I put my body on the line for those I care about, so it was all in a day's work.
Never seen somebody capable of taking a punch the way you can and bouncing back into a fight.
Apparently not so good with the gun wounds, though.
Looked to me like you almost caught that one.
I was this close, but it was a little faster than I expected.
Sure, Longhorn Jack would be mighty proud.
Are you doing all right, Valron?
Honestly, I'm glad that we're not having to take him in. Big weight off my shoulders. Won't have to worry about him behind bars and all that.
It is probably for the better that he's, not hanging around manipulating people.
This should
think
help
we all-
Rebecca's campaign mighty considerably.
It certainly will. We have just one more that we have to worry about, don't we? One more thug
Yeah.
trying to run things from the shadows.
But not today.
Agreed. I could use a whiskey and a chalupa, like something I can't tell.
And with that, all of you are able to limp your way back with Mr. Sir's body to back to town, back to Amarillo, and we cut as we see the sun setting behind all of you as you are riding into town. And a few days later, of course. But that's where we're gonna end this for now. We are gonna take a little bit of a break from this game while Amanda's working on her shit.
Sorry,
And
guys.
you're good. I'm gonna, do the second half of this campaign, 5 to 10. I'm gonna have to design that, put it together. But we're gonna do a little bit of a time skip while the railroad gets built and things like that. So when we come back to town, things are gonna be quite different.
I expect to hear all about how Rebecca's romance has developed over this time skip.
Well, you guys can all think of those kinds of things. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little while. So you're gonna, Alice is gonna be able to go to school, and you guys are gonna be able to do a few things in that time period. So we can all talk about that. Maybe do some one-on-ones if you're feeling like it. But we'll take a bit of an extended break from this. I don't know what y'all want to do next, but we could talk about it and figure out something that we don't need to rely on Amanda showing up for.
Haven, maybe?
Hey, I am down with doing Multiverse University. I mean, that was a lot
That
of
is
fun.
so fun.
That's what we were doing. I've been making a playlist for my character to get the music.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one that makes
Ben
playlists for my
if-
character.
If Ben's in, I'm in. All right, so
I made a song to introduce my character.
Oh
She
my
did.
god.
It's wonderful.
It is the raunchiest thing I've ever sung.
Well, I can't wait for that. And you're the only one that needs to make a character then, right? And Tom, if he wants to play. Everyone else already has one?
Good thing about college is that there's plenty of foreign exchange students that just show up
yeah.
whenever they feel like it.
Anyone just...
Yay!
So, yeah, if Amanda, if you're ever going to be able to play, you can come around. Okay, so I will be...
A kid that's always late.
So I will be prepping that. I'm not sure what's going on.
I hope you're working on the romance arc with Aurora.
I'm gonna go full fledged on it now. I gotta kick it into overdrive. Well, that's gonna be fun. In the meantime, are we doing Misthaven next week?
I assume so.
Are we gonna continue Misthaven without Amanda? What's the plan?
I already have a plan in works for what Nari is doing in her absence. I do have to put something together for the crew explaining what she's doing to you guys, but you guys are more than welcome to continue Misthaven with Nari's absence.
I'm gonna miss you.
I know, I'm sorry. You guys have her soul though, so maybe she'll be able to return. It's just, I mean, I might still be able to get out some Sundays, just not every single Sunday. They won't like that too much. Once a month, I could probably get away with it, though.
Do you know when you might be back to having Sundays off again?
Not at least for the next 6 months, because honestly, I don't know. Being a supervisor, they don't like to give supervisors weekends off for some reason. It's a battle we're having, so we're not allowed. For some reason,
because then no supervisor would work the weekend.
Yeah,
they gotta rotate you all.
The dumb thing is they have every single manager. So we have 3 managers, one for each shift. Every single one of them is off Sunday,